Welcome into our Old Town Grill High School football game of the week. Tonight we get our first look at the 2015 Cumberland Gap Panthers. Tonight they play host to their rivals in the Claiborne Bulldogs as it's the 2015 rendition of the Battle of the River. The Bulldogs come in with a 1-1 record after their loss last week. Cumberland Gap comes in at 0-2. But one thing's for sure, you can throw the records out the door because tonight it's all about bragging rights. The Panthers and the Bulldogs. It's up next. Now, we do not have this part mic'd up, but they're doing a moment of silence in honor of 9/11. So with that, myself and Asher are going to step back, and you're going to hear a moment of silence on the radio.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for giving these young men another chance to come out tonight and play the game of football. We thank you for this beautiful place that we live in, Lord. And we pray that tonight you would keep these young men injury-free, and we pray that you would grant each and every person here safe travels back home. Lord, we thank you for this great country, especially today, Father. We thank you for the EMT personnel, firefighters, first responders, and police officers that protect this great country, as well as the thousands of our military men and women all across the globe. Tonight we lift up each and every family member of those who lost loved ones in those terrorist attacks as we pray your mercy upon our country. Let us never forget to turn to you in the times when our nation needs it the most. Father, 14 years ago, on September 11th, 2001, the very fabric of our country was shaken. But tonight our faith is not. Let us never forget those lives that were lost. And tonight we humbly come before you as we say, God bless America, land that we all love. In your Son, Jesus' name, amen.
And now, you'll get to hear the national anthem.
Continue standing as Miss Rachel Gray performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets that cracked, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Just a little bit of the sounds of the game here. Felt it appropriate with it being the 14th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks as we bring you that on radio and on television. We got 3 more games here to preview, and then we'll get back to what we need to get doing. Daniel Boone's at 0-2. They're at Elizabethton, who's at 1-1. The Daniel Boone Trailblazers are 0-2 for the first time since 2011. The last time they started 0-3 was the 2002 season, and the last time the Trailblazers lost 3 in a row was the middle of last year. Elizabethton has only lost 4 home games total since the beginning of the 2012 season, and one of those losses was in the Class 3A semifinals in 2012. Elizabethton leads that series since 2001, 7-2, including a 49-0 win last year. Volunteers 1-2. They're at Northview Academy tonight, who's at 1-1. After winning their season opening game, the Volunteer Falcons have lost their last 2 games by a total of 65 points. They have lost their last 4 away games. This is the first home game in Northview Academy's history. The Cougars are averaging 26 points on offense, but giving up 44 points a game. This is obviously the first meeting ever between Volunteer and Northview Academy. And finally, Sullivan Central at 0-3 is at Johnson County, who's at 0-3. Sullivan Central looking to avoid their first 0-4 start to a season since 2011. The Cougars went 0-10 that year. They have won twice in their last 10 road games. Johnson County has lost 7 straight and 4 straight home games. The Longhorns have only won twice in the last 10 home games. Johnson County leads the series with Sullivan Central since 2001, 7-1. Their last meeting was in 2008 with Johnson County winning that one 21-14 as the Cumberland Gap Panthers come running over onto our near sideline. Asher, it's a big night. This is essentially a cross-regional game with it being 2A versus 3A, and you look down the board, there's a lot of 2A versus 3A games when you look at Region 1. The only one we're really going to concentrate on tonight is this one, and right now I think it's safe to say the Goosebumps are here, and I imagine both these teams are ready to tee it up and kick it off.
Yeah, when I played it, especially in this game, I was ready to tee it off 3 days before the game ever started. The waiting and all this process is the worst part because right now it's absolutely nothing but nerves. You're anxious, adrenaline's going, you're just ready to get started. So that's what these young men are feeling.
Claiborne is walking in over on the far sideline as they get ready for this 13th installment of the Battle of the River. Something they started last year that I'm looking forward to again this year. They put a trophy on this game, which this rivalry has needed a trophy for years, and I'm glad they finally put one on it.
Absolutely. I love the fact that they decided to go with the trophy. I think that it just adds something. You already want to win, but it's something different when you have something physical to hold and show off that it's yours for a year. There's a lot of college teams have always done this, have trophies. I love the idea of the trophy with it.
As the captains are getting ready to march out to midfield for the coin toss, we'll let you know Cumberland Gap's captains are number 1, Adam Jenkins, number 5, Bryce Rogers, number 90. And right off the bat, I don't have a number 90 on my roster.
I'm wondering if it's number 99.
It may be. Well, that's what we're going to go with. And number 70, Dean Turner.
I couldn't find a 99 when he came out.
Then
by himself.
Then that's what we're going to go with, is that will be number 90, at least until we're corrected differently. For Claiborne, their captains look like this. It looks like it'll be Cody Cupp, number 5, number 6, Blake Cupp. He will be your starting quarterback. Number 61, Jared Massengill, and number 2, Dakota Sweat. Now, you heard both pregame interviews from both coaches. We will let you know. Got to talk to a little bit longer with Coach Evans. They're going to change a little bit of their offensive line here tonight, trying to work out some different personnel back and forth. And Asher, you worked on the offensive line for probably all 4 years you were in high school. You know that sometimes it just one person maybe not working at a tackle and has to work at a guard, and you kind of go through that in the early season.
Absolutely. I played my senior year, actually, which was my best year offensively. I started off as right guard, played there for 2 games, and then they decided to move me to center just because we couldn't get a consistency on the snap. And you do that the first 3 or 4 games, especially in high school. We're not talking like college, but even in colleges you'll see it sometimes. Offensive line, you've got to get the right people in the right position. And a lot of people think that playing offensive line at each position is the same thing, and it's absolutely not. Different techniques, different fundamentals. You got to find people who best fit the position.
A beautiful night here for high school football as they are just now going through the coin toss. Do not know who the officials are tonight. We did not get an officials card, but we can tell you they're out of the Knoxville Officials Association area. They've just went through the coin toss. I believe Claiborne has one, and they're discussing it. Out at midfield, Claiborne has one, and they will go on defense to start off this contest. Cumberland Gap will have to go on offense. We could talk about the keys to the game tonight, Ash, but one of them, before I give it to you, is going to be the weather. Our game time temperature tonight is supposed to be around 72 degrees. Humidity is at 75% with a 15% chance of rain at kickoff. It's going to increase as we go through the night. When I checked it earlier this afternoon, it was supposed to be a 55% chance around 8 p.m. We are keeping an eye on Doppler. Rain's not that big of an issue when it comes to football. I imagine the football players actually would much rather play in the rain, in the mud. But for TV cameras, it becomes an issue. And we're also watching because with that rain comes thunderstorms, and we do not want any kind of delays tonight.
Right, for sure. It's going to rain. It's just we don't know when it's going to get here. So I think the biggest key to the game, I was talking to you about this before we ever started, for Cumberland Gap, you've got to find a way to stay in the game until halftime. Almost as a coach, I always like to break it down like you're playing two separate games almost against the same opponent. If you can stay in it till halftime, then you start to believe. Cumberland Gap, where they've had 2 bad games in a row, they can't afford to get down quick and early. And Claiborne's offense, which we're not going to see first, Claiborne elected to go on defense. Claiborne's offense all relies on getting a rhythm going. They got to keep them out of that.
Cumberland Gap has one guy back to about the 12-yard line, that being Tyler Thompson, number 32. And kicking off for Claiborne is Cannon Loop, who has been on a roll, probably already setting kicking records. Matter of fact, he tied a kicking record in the opening game against Union County. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But it's the Gap, it's Claiborne, and it's now underway. The 13th installment of the Battle of the River is officially open for business. Cumberland Gap picks it up to the 30, to the 35, past the 40 to about the 41, 42-yard line. It goes Thompson, and the Panthers will start with a Kane K-Metal first down and 10, starting at the Panther 42-yard line.
Anxious to see what Cumberland Gap comes out of the gate doing. In a rivalry game where you have a lot of emotion, the defense always has the upper hand for about the first 2 possessions. So you got to try and weather that as an offense. Maybe not look to score on your first possession, but look to at least gain some yardage, maybe a first down. That's what Cumberland Gap's going to try to do.
Your starting quarterback for the Panthers is number 7, the junior Ethan Ellison. He'll start with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He has a back to his right side. That is Matt McGridge. Claiborne with 3 down linemen. This is an option play. And it's going to be Ellison running himself to the 45, to the 50. Got some blocks to the 45, to the 40, and finally gets rolled out of bounds by Claiborne inside Bulldog territory at the 35-yard line.
Cumberland Gap set the edge very well on that play. It was an option play. He had the option to pitch, but he never had to. The defensive end got blocked, washed down, and there was nobody there to take the quarterback.
23 yards on the option play by the quarterback, and Cumberland Gap gets their first K-Metal first down and 10 of the evening. Again, they're at the Bulldog 35-yard line. They're going to split 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. This time Ellison has a back to his left side again. That is McGridge. Claiborne again with 3 down linemen. Handoff, McGridge gets to the 35, bouncing, and Claiborne's going to stuff him right back to the line.
They were definitely ready for it that time. Claiborne saw the first play, knew it was going. They felt like it was going to be a run again. Why would you go away from it? And their D-line got all kinds of penetration.
Ball's on the near hash mark. Panthers going from left to right on your radio. It's 2nd down and 10. Again, 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. It's Ellison in the gun with a back to his left side. Ellison drops, looks, goes across the middle. It's complete to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Cumberland Gap. Touchdown, Preston, England.
Absolute blown coverage by Claiborne that time. The wide receiver closest to the quarterback goes streaking down the middle of the field. That's something you can have happen on any play because it's the easiest throw to make, and it was just an easy pitch and catch for a touchdown. Cumberland Gap strikes first.
3 plays into this contest, and Cumberland Gap has got the crowd into it as they have put the first points on the board not even a minute into this game. There's 11:08 to go as Cumberland Gap will set up for the extra point. And it looks like maybe Travis Johnson, number 44, is who it looked. Or Brandon Helton, 14. I believe it's 14, Helton. Helton's attempt is up. Helton's attempt is no good. But that brings us to our first time out of the field. 11:08 left to go. First quarter, our new score. It's Cumberland Gap 6. It's Claiborne 0.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only, she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
The scoring drive for Cumberland Gap, 3 plays, 58 yards in 52 seconds, highlighted by the opening run by Ethan Ellison that went 23 yards and a 35-yard pass completion from Ellison to Preston England. And, we talked about it a little bit. People have been talking all week that Cumberland Gap, you look at their 0-2 record and they may not be in this contest, but you have to tell people, and I've told a lot of people this, it's a rivalry game. You have to throw the records out the door, and it's their home opener. They're going to be up for this.
And they're an obvious underdog, but that means nothing in a rivalry game.
So Cumberland Gap will be kicking this one off, and it is Helton that'll be kicking it off. And it's going to be blooped up into the air. That is on the ground, and I believe Cumberland Gap has got it. Cumberland Gap has gotten the onside kickers on the pickup was Bryce Rogers. He falls hard inside the 40, and lo and behold, Cumberland Gap has caught Claiborne sleeping. They'll have another offensive set.
I'm not 100% that Claiborne's got off the bus yet.
And we have a timeout taken by Claiborne here. It'll be their first timeout. We'll keep it right here. Asher, you may be right. We hype this game up. We have to. It's the county rivalry. It's the Battle of the River. We hype it up. But we have to remember these two schools are 11 miles apart. It's not that far of a bus ride. Probably, 15, 20 minutes at that. But right now, Claiborne is shell-shocked. Cumberland Gap came out their first drive. They punched them in the mouth with a 3-play drive. And on that kickoff right there, Claiborne just wasn't – they weren't playing center field. They just assumed somebody would pick it up, and Cumberland Gap wisely jumped on it.
Yeah, and that's sometimes you get that in a game where one team is expected to dominate in such a fashion, is what a lot of people thought Claiborne would do here tonight. When the other team just has nothing to lose, they'll come out, play as hard as they can, and right now they find themselves on top with the first 2 possessions of the ball game. If they can go down and score right here, they'll have tremendous momentum and confidence.
Panthers will start with a K and came out of first down and 10 at the Bulldog 37-yard line. 2 receivers to either side, shotgun formation. Ball on the far hash mark. Ellison, option play. Pitches out. This is going to be a halfback pass. He's got a receiver there. It's complete to the 12, to the 10, and inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line as the pass was from Adam Jenkins. Adam Jenkins threw it down to Tyler Thompson.
Blake Cupp, the quarterback, who we've not got to see play offense yet, was just asleep back there. He got sucked into the run, and he wasn't on his man at all.
We have a flag on the play that's going to bring this one back.
This is something we talked about as well. Cumberland Gap cannot afford penalties. When you're the underdog, that's a key to winning. You got to force turnovers, and you can't have a lot of penalties.
Illegal formation against Cumberland Gap takes away the huge play.
And Adam, that's one of those plays you really only get to run once, because once the defense sees it, they're now waiting on that.
So what would have been first down and goal at the 8 is now first down and 15 at the 42-yard line of Claiborne. It's still a K, came out of first down. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, your quarterback is Ethan Ellison. He stands in a gun, and he has a back to his right side. Ellison going to take the snap, going across the middle. It is incomplete, almost intercepted at time, as I believe that was 23 Hunter Rosenbaum for Claiborne that had a shot at it.
Absolutely. It hit him. He turned around right in time to get a hand on it. He got the deflection. Almost pulled that one in. That was a very dangerous pass.
They'll bring up second down and 15 coming up here for Cumberland Gap. Again, the head coach is Corey Russell. He's also the offensive coordinator, so he's the one calling in the plays here for his team. They'll come out on second down with 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Ellison has a back to his right side. Here comes the blitz, and Ellison's going to take the option. He's to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, takes a hit inside the 30, inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
Not a very good showcase of tackling on that play. It looked like he ran through about 3 or 4 arm tackles, and Claiborne almost was just reaching out trying to grab him as he went by. You've got to initiate contact, especially with a quarterback. You should be wanting to hit him on every play anyway. 18 yards on the option run that time by Ellison. Sets up a K and K Metal first down and 10 here for the Panthers. They lead this one 6-0. 2 receivers off to either side, bunched up on the line. Ellison in a gun again, has it back to his left side, looking at, call it 3 down linemen. Almost like a 4-2 look. Ellison throws off into the flat, complete to Jenkins, and Jenkins will be ramped down at about the 21-yard line. Much better tackling that time. That was Ty Stone working off the wide receiver block and got through the screen, got a nice tackle that time for minimal gain. 3
yards on the pass completion brings up second down and 7. 2nd down and 7 upcoming here for Cumberland Gap. 2 receivers to the left side, again 2 to the right. Ellison stands in the gun. McGridge is in the backfield with him to the right side. Ellison, 3-step, now he's going to roll off left side, looking, rolling. He's going to take it himself. He's going to be hit from behind, but he's going to drag defenders past the 20 for positive yards. Looks like he may have gained about 2 to about the 19.
Ellison done a good job of making something out of nothing there. The pocket collapsed. He signaled off to his receiver. He saw he had one-on-one. He went for the long ball, and Claiborne just defended it very well.
So it's now 3rd down, call it 5. 3rd down and 5 upcoming here for Cumberland Gap. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Ellison gets the call in from Coach Russell. He'll set up in the gun with a back to his left side, that being McGridge. Claiborne moving defenders back and forth. Again, they look like almost like a 4-2 look, but only 3 down linemen. Maybe Phil Heat. Ellison in the pocket, throws. It is complete. Touchdown, Cumberland Gap. Nice slant pattern as he gets it once again to England.
Claiborne's pass defense on the first 2 series has been about as bad as I've seen it in quite some time. They have got to tighten up coverage. I understand that you're trying to bait somebody into a throw and you want a man there to get it, but these windows are absolutely huge. It almost looks like busted coverage, and when a receiver catches the ball like that, if you're the safety, you have to absolutely lay the hammer down. That's the whole reason you're back there.
That drive only taking 5 plays. And now Cumberland Gap with a 2-touchdown advantage. They'll set up for the extra point. No, they're going to go for 2 here. 1 receiver to the left side. Tight end to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison. Ellison dropping, looking, throws off. It's complete. And stretching forward. Did he get there? He did. 2-point conversion is good. As he got it off into the hands, it looks like Gage Ellison. We have time out on the field. 8:38 left to go, first quarter. Our new score, it's the Panthers 14. It's the Bulldogs, nothing.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You gotta find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
Five plays, 37 yards to 2.5 minutes off the clock. But if you look at it, we have 8:38 left to go first quarter. Cumberland Gap has run 2 offensive drives with Claiborne's offense not even touching the field. The Panthers have taken full advantage of it. They lead this one 14-0. We talked a little bit in the open, Asher. Cumberland Gap had to keep it close. A 14-point advantage, less than 4 minutes into the first quarter. That's a good start for the Panthers.
Absolutely. I never expected it to be that for them to have that good of a start.
This time, Claiborne will take the kickoff at the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and taken down at the 31-yard line. And that will be where the Bulldogs will start with a K. Came out of first down and 10 as it was Rosenbaum on the kickoff return.
Now we will have to see how Claiborne's offense responds. First time they get to get on the field tonight. Let's see if they can put some points back on the board and try and slow down some of this momentum, because right now Cumberland Gap has all of it.
First time we'll get to see Claiborne. Their starting quarterback is Blake Cupp, the senior. He's number 6 if you have a roster at home. 3 receivers to the left side. They'll start with 1 to the right. Cupp starts in the shotgun with a back to his left side. Cupp takes a snap, looking, steps, throws off into the flat. It's complete. Nice buffer over there to the 40. First down for Claiborne as the pass was completed off into the hands to Cody Cupp.
Nice completion, just run a little hitch that time, and they had all kinds of space on the far sideline. Have to tighten that coverage up just a little bit.
12 yards brings up another K and came out of first down and 10. This is Cup handing off, coming this way up the middle to the 45, and eventually being taken down at the 47-yard line for Claiborne. This time on for the run was Jake Butler, number 3.
And he is one of the more elusive runners that Claiborne has had in quite some time. It's hard to get him on the ground. He can really work in open space, and that's where they're going to try and get him to. Cumberland Gap had men in position, just couldn't quite get him down.
2nd down and 6, 4 wide here. Cup pumps. There's no receiver there. He's got to scramble, running for his life. He sees a lot of Cumberland Gap people. He gets a positive yard. He'll bring it to the 50-yard line. They may give him forward progress just on the opposite side of the 50 in Panther territory, but he'll pick up about 2 yards on the busted play.
Almost looked like I'm like you, it looked like a busted play. I think Cup thought it was a different play than it was, or the receiver misread it. Whatever you have, Cup bumped to somebody that wasn't there, so he looked as confused as everyone else.
Ball's on the 50-yard line for 3rd down and 3. 1 receiver left side, 1 to the right. I formation is time for Claiborne. Handoff to the 50, and not getting the first down is Claiborne, but there is a flag on the play as Butler gets taken down to the 48-yard line.
I just happened to have the perfect angle on that, and that's right in front of me. It looked like a face mask.
Butler got 2 yards. It'll be 4th down and 1, but it is going to be a face mask against Cumberland Gap. So what would have been a 3rd down stop will give the Bulldogs their second first down here of their opening drive.
And that's unfortunate because Cumberland Gap played the play very well. The man was right where he needed to be. It's just sometimes, especially Butler's a short running back, sometimes you get a handful of face masks.
2 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Cups in the gun with 2 backs. Sends a man in motion now from the right to the left. It's going to be a jet sweep coming this way to the 45 and getting just a couple more yards as he stretched forward on the run was Cody Cup. He gets inside the 40 to the 39.
This is something we've seen a lot more with Claiborne's new offense, is they run a lot of jet motion type plays where a receiver comes in motion across the field. Seems like against Union County, roughly 40% of the time they're using that motion. It's a big part of this offense.
2nd down, call it 6. Trips to the right side, 1 to the left. Cup rolls off right side, using Butler as a blocker, looking, throws, and it is picked off. Intercepted Cumberland Gap at the 25-yard line. Cup floated that one right into Cumberland Gap's hands.
Absolutely. You can't do that as a quarterback. He was trying to get his deep man. It really wasn't there to start with, but he threw it directly to the defender, number 1, Adam Jenkins, and it was a nice interception.
So the first turnover of the contest goes Cumberland Gap's way. They now have the ball with a K&K Metal 1st down and 10, and they will be at the Cumberland Gap 27-yard line.
Watch for Cumberland Gap to go deep here, try and strike again, and just keep the momentum and confidence building.
We're not even halfway through this first quarter yet. We only have 6:22 left to go here inside of the first. Cumberland Gap with a score here could very well, I hate to call it that early in the first, but it could be a fatal blow toward Claiborne. On 1st down, 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation. We have a stoppage. And I believe we got a delay of game against Cumberland Gap. So that'll mark it back to the 22-yard line. And once again, they'll now have it 1st down and 15. It's a K&K Metal 1st down. 1 receiver to the left side. Make it 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation again for your quarterback, which is Ellison. He has a back to his left side, looking at a 4-man front. Ellison, 2-step drop, goes across the middle. It's complete to the 40, and outside of the 40 to about the 43-yard line. As on for the catch was number 32, Tyler Thompson.
Claiborne's pass defense has been nowhere to be found thus far. They've not got a good rush. Cumberland Gap's offensive line's been blocking extremely well because Claiborne's a blitz-happy team. Quarterback's finding all the men he needs to. Just an excellent show of offense.
It's a K&K Metal 1st down and 10 to the 43-yard line. 2 receivers to either make that 2 receivers left, 3 to the right. Ellison, quarterback draw up the middle, he's to the 50. Looking for a block to the 45, runs into his own man to the 40. Breaks away past the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
Looked like Claiborne's D-line got very good penetration that time. It's just nobody up front could bring him down. Once he broke that first line, it was off to the races. An excellent gain on the ground again for the quarterback here. Claiborne is going to have to tighten up some things on defense.
20 yards on the run by Ellison. Brings up another K and K Metal first down and 10. The ball rests at the Bulldog 37-yard line. One receiver, make that two receivers to the left side now, two to the right. Ellison stands in the gun. He'll move it back to his right side. And we'll have I'm not real sure, it must be in a snap infraction. We have a false start against Cumberland Gap. Coach Russell, I think, was trying to get the timeout in, and it just didn't. He did not get it, and it'll cost Cumberland Gap 5 yards. And now they'll get the timeout, and we'll take it with them. Timeout of the field here inside of the first quarter. We have 5:32 left to go. Our score, it's Cumberland Gap 14. It's Claiborne, nothing.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
Back to play here inside of Panther Field, still with about 5:32 now left to go here inside of the first quarter. The Panthers are leading this contest 14-0, trying to break a 6-game losing streak to their rivals in the Claiborne Bulldogs. This is their third offensive set, and they'll have a K Metal first down and 15, starting at the Bulldog 42-yard line. Out of the timeout, they got 4 wide, 2 to either side. Ethan Ellison, your quarterback, is in the gun. Ellison running the option, running this side. He's going to keep it himself to the 40, cuts back field, and he'll eventually be taken down about the 37, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Excellent read that time by Claiborne's defense. Finally starting to close down some of those running lanes. That's what you've got to do against the option. You can't take away all the options, but you got to make it small, make the quarterback pitch it fast. I've always been a big fan of that as far as being a defensive coordinator. I don't want the quarterback to be able to run downfield and take 34 seconds to figure out what he wants to do. I want to make him pitch it just as quick as he gets it.
On second down and 10, 2 receivers to either side. Again, a shotgun formation for Ellison. Has it back to his left side in the shotgun formation. Claiborne may bring some pressure up the middle. And here they come. Ellison's going to run the option. Nobody picked up Ellison. He's to the 35, to the 30, inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. They took the pitch man, but nobody took the guy, or they took the one he was supposed to pitch it to. Nobody took the quarterback.
Absolutely. They took away the out. You've got to take the quarterback first. That's always in the option. You have to defend it from the inside out. Cumberland Gap's not using a dive man, so you've got to take the quarterback. He's your first inside threat.
Cumberland Gap must have saw something on the film last week, because we know Chucky Doak runs a wing tee offense, and this is almost bread and butter right out of Chucky Doak's playbook. On a K Metal first down and 10. 1 receiver left side, 3 to the right in trips formation. Shotgun out of Ellison. Ellison, option, right side. He's going to keep it himself this time. He's to the 30. Still on his feet to the 25 and gets pounded from behind, past the 20 to about the 19-yard line.
Again, Claiborne has defenders in the right position. It's just been horrific tackling here in the first quarter. They have got to straighten that out. It doesn't matter. You can blitz everybody, and if they're all in the backfield, if you can't tackle, it's useless. Claiborne has got to start tackling better. Let's give some credit to Cumberland Gap, though. Ellison is not exactly your typical kind of quarterback. He's very elusive.
We have a stoppage of play. It looks like one of the Claiborne players is having some problems with his equipment. Cumberland Gap, you're right, give them credit. They have come out and did exactly what they needed to do. They have punched Claiborne right in the mouth on this is now their third drive, and they're driving this one right into the end zone. You got to think, we've only got 3:45 left to go first quarter. If they could punch this in, you're talking about 3 drives for Cumberland Gap and all scores. Claiborne with 1 and a turnover. That would be huge for Cumberland Gap's momentum. Second down and 2. Ellison drops, looking, throws off into the end zone. It's incomplete. His intended receiver was Adam Jenkins, who fell to the ground at about the 7-yard line.
Couldn't tell if feet got tangled up or if he just fell down coming out of the cut, but you're right, nobody in the area whatsoever. That'll happen sometimes.
That'll bring up third down for Cumberland Gap. Third down, call it 2 yards to go. They'll come out in the shotgun formation, 1 receiver to the right side, 3 to the left. Again, Ellison stands in the gun. Claiborne moving some players around with only 3 down linemen, but they may bring 7 here. Ellison hands off up the middle, big hole. It's Keenan Cornett, and Cornett will bring the ball forward to about the 11-yard line.
Just complete domination up front thus far from Cumberland Gap. Their offensive line has manhandled Claiborne's front 7, and it's showing right now on the scoreboard. It's showing every single play.
The ball is at the outside of the 10-yard line. So Cumberland Gap can't get a first down just inside the 1. It's a K&K Metal first down and 10 here for Cumberland Gap. We're going to call it the 10-yard line. 1 receiver left side, 3 to the right in trips formation. Ellison stands in a gun. Ellison going to keep it himself, throws out into the flat. It's complete to England. England stretching forward. Did he get in? He did. For the 3rd time inside the first quarter. Touchdown Cumberland Gap. Touchdown Preston England.
Well, if you came to support the Bulldogs, it sounded like you're wanting to hit the reset button right now, because the team that we saw against Union County is definitely not what we've seen tonight. And for Cumberland Gap, I'm not sure where all this offense came from, but it's just been an explosion for them in the first half. Almost scored as many points right now as they did in this drought that you mentioned in the pregame.
Very close to it.
Yes.
You're right. They scored 26 in the current 10-game losing streak they're in. This right now, they're going to go for 2 here. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison. Man now cuts farther out. Ellison drops, looks across the middle, incomplete. 2-point conversion is incomplete, but that still brings us to a timeout on the field. 2:48 left to go, first quarter. It's the Panthers 20. It's the Bulldogs nothing.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
That last drive goes 8 plays, 73 yards, 3 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock. And Cumberland Gap has come out and put up 20 unanswered points so far in this first quarter. They lead the Bulldogs 20-0. Again, I go back to the start of our broadcast, Ashley. We mentioned Cumberland Gap has to keep it close, keep Claiborne out of it, keep the momentum going. I don't know if they could have picked a better first quarter the way they've done. It's 20 points on 3 drives.
Yeah, and your offense has looked amazing, and you've already forced a turnover and won the special teams battle.
Here's the kickoff. It's going to be end over end. It'll be taken. Looks like by Stone to the 15. He's to the 20, to the 25. Finds a hold of the 30, to the 35, to the 40, 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and inside the 35. Finally wrestled down at about the 31, 30-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will start. That could be a start of momentum here for Claiborne.
And that's somebody we've seen very quiet on the offensive end as far as Ty Stone. We saw him make some huge plays against Union County a couple of weeks ago. They've got to get him involved at his wide receiver spot. You see him there returning kicks. What an athletic return that was. He finds ways to make people miss and gain you a lot of yardage.
It's a K&K Metal first down and 10 for Claiborne. Ball is at the Panther 31-yard line. They're going to start out with an I formation. 2 receivers to the right side. Nobody down here as the ball's on the right hash mark. It's going to be a pitch out coming to the near side to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Claiborne. Touchdown, Jake Butler.
Very, very good in open space. Cumberland Gap, they had the men there. It was just beautiful blocking that time by Claiborne. Way to get in the end zone. Now let's see if Claiborne can start finding a way to build some momentum and confidence, because it has been all Cumberland Gap until this point.
On for the hold looks to be Blake Cup. On for the extra point attempt here will be Cannon Loop. We mentioned earlier, Loop in the first game against Union County hit 7 extra points, as this one is up in good. His 7 extra points against Union County, tied a Claiborne record. And we'll talk about that when we return. 2:25 left to go first quarter. Our new score, it's the Panthers 20, it's the Bulldogs 7.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You got to find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
Claiborne gets one on the board. They now trail this one 20-7 with 2:25 left to go. We mentioned before the break that Cannon Loop against Union County tied a school record for most extra points in one game. He tied the record of Jared Lyles back when they took on Pigeon Forge at Pigeon Forge in what was an absolute shootout. You were a part of that game. Ryan Helt, I think, is still running for yards out of that one. And this one now, at 20-7, has the looks of an offensive shootout. Loop kicks this one off. It'll be taken at the 30-yard line to the 35, and Claiborne Special Teams is all over that, and they'll drop the Panther about the 37-yard line.
All right, so if you're Claiborne, you finally got on the board. You've woke up a little bit. We had lightning in the background just then.
Don't say that.
I swear I saw lightning in the background. Don't know if the referee saw it.
He did not. Again, we talked about we do have weather coming this way.
Either way, if you're Claiborne, let's see if this kind of offense, that momentum that you may have got on that possession, transitions into a little bit of defensive momentum, because that's what's been lacking for the Bulldogs thus far.
Or does Cumberland Gap make it 4 for 4 here in the first quarter?
I mean,
2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation for Ellison as he stands with a back to his left side. It's his left side. Ellison dropping, looking, throws across the middle. It's complete. Past the 45 to the 47-yard line into the hands of Adam Jenkins. That will be good enough for another K&K Metal first down.
And Cumberland Gap really has that all night if they want it. Claiborne's playing one high safety quite a bit, and the 2 guys that are covering the slot receivers are usually lining up 8 to 10 yards off of them. So they've got a lot of room to work that slot man in some short gains.
It's another K&K Metal first down and 10. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Ball rests at the Panther 48-yard line. Shotgun formation for Ellison. Ball's on the near hash mark as they go from left to right. Ellison has a back to his right side. Ellison drops, looks, off into the flat. It's complete. To the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Cumberland Gap. Guess who? Preston England. Touchdown, Preston England. 4 passing touchdowns in his first quarter for Ellison. All of them go to England.
Beautifully executed. Cumberland Gap is having a ton of success on the slot receiver. They've lined up in trips a few times, and it seems to just be confusing Claiborne's defensive secondary, because he's been wide open on these touchdowns as well. That was a really tight throw, but a few of these he's just been running by himself. They've got to find a way to tighten this coverage up.
Cumberland Gap's going to go for 2 once again. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation here for Ellison with a back to the left side. And this one's going to be blown dead. And let's see what the call is going to be. We have encroachment against Claiborne, so now they'll put the ball at the 1-yard line. Claiborne will with the offside will move the ball to the 1 yard line for Cumberland Gap. Now, if you're Cumberland Gap, you have the option to run here. You have the option to run, but you've not really ran the ball except for the option all night.
Which the option, I kind of like the option here at the goal line, get everybody bunched up and try and get it outside.
One receiver to the left side, everybody else up on the line. Looks like Trips over here to the right. Ellison, he's going to take it himself, and he's going to bust through to the end of the end zone. 2-point conversion for Cumberland Gap is good. We're going to take another timeout. Our score with 1:41 left to go. It is Cumberland Gap 28. It is Claiborne 7.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
Cumberland Gap's last drive, 2 plays, 73 yards. Took less than a minute off the clock. Each team has now put 15 points total on the board and has taken, if you count the kickoffs, 5 plays. 5 plays. We are in for a shootout, it looks like, here at Panther Field. And I hate to say it, Asher, but weather is on the horizon.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing
there is
more and more lightning.
There is lightning towards Jacksboro, toward La Follette. It's apparently not close enough to the stadium yet, but there is weather on the horizon. Kickoff will be taken by Stone at the 15. He's to the 25 and eventually taken down by the ankle at the 27. So the Bulldogs will have a K&K Metal first down and 10. They'll actually mark him at the 31-yard line. It's hard to believe, Asher. We have 35 points scored, and we're not out of the first quarter.
Absolutely. And I can't believe the way the scoreboard looks. If you'd asked me coming in what I would have thought the scoreboard would have been flipped right now, because Claiborne obviously being the heavy favorite. They've shown, Cumberland Gap has just shown up and took control.
On a K&K Metal first down and 10. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Shotgun, Cup by himself. Quarterback draw up the middle, fumble the ball. I'm not real sure who's got that. It was Cup and 2 Cumberland Gap defenders. They've not made a call. It's going to be Cumberland Gap ball. Cumberland Gap has recovered a fumble. Cumberland Gap has recovered the fumble. Go ahead.
If I'm Claiborne, I'm praying for that storm to get here as quickly as it can, something to stop the momentum, because right now Claiborne has absolutely, the wheels are coming off right now.
1:28 left to go. Cumberland Gap has the ball at the Claiborne 30-yard line. That is the second turnover of the evening for Claiborne. They've had an interception, a fumble, and don't forget the kickoff they didn't recover after the Cumberland Gap's first score. On a K&K Metal first down and 10 on the far hash mark. 1 receiver to the left side. Trips to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison. He may try to find England here again. Ellison's going to run the option this time. He's got it himself. He's to the 30. Stutter step and eventually taken down at about the 25-yard line.
Didn't really develop the way they wanted it to. Got decent yardage out of it, but he was looking for a whole lot more room when he tried to cut back.
They'll bring up second down and 5 at the 25-yard line. Second down and 5. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, Ellison is your quarterback as we are now under 1 minute left to go first quarter. The back of the backfield with him is Cornett. Ellison hands off to, no, he kept it himself. He's over to the far sideline past the 25 and falls forward inside the 25 to about, he got close to the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 20, which will be close to another first down.
whole lot of success running the football. I really expect, if I thought if Cumberland Gap was going to have any success on offense, it would be through the air, which is where they've had a majority. But I really didn't expect them to have this kind of success on the ground thus far.
It is a K&K Metal first down and 10. 2 receivers right side, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation again for Ellison as we have 15 seconds and counting left to go first quarter. Ellison looking over the Claiborne defense with 8 seconds. He'll take the snap. Looking, throws off, fade pattern into the end zone. Intercepted by Claiborne. Intercepted into the end zone for a touchback. Is on the pick.
Ty Stone.
Was Ty Stone, number 9.
I can't tell you how big of an interception that was. If Cumberland Gap goes up 35-7 here, all of a sudden you start thinking this game's a blowout already. And this interception, even if Claiborne doesn't score here, keeps them off the board for a little while, keeps Cumberland Gap from scoring on that possession. Big time interception. Let's see if Claiborne can capitalize.
They'll have the ball with a K&K Metal first down and 10 at the 20 with 1 second left to go first quarter. Claiborne will send 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation for Cup. Cup drops those off into the flat. It's complete, and Cumberland Gap's defense is there. There is a flag on the play. We will hold it here to see what the flag is going to be, because if it's on the defense, they'll have an untimed down. I believe it's going to be on the offense, though. It's going to be a block in the back against Claiborne, and that is how we will end the first quarter. We'll wait to make sure that we do get the indication that the first quarter is over. It's been an exciting first quarter, especially if you're a Cumberland Gap fan. I mean, you came in on a 10-game losing streak. You'd lost 6 in a row to Claiborne. You'd only scored 26 points in those 10 losses, and yet in 1 quarter of play, in 12 minutes, you've already put up 28 here. And with that, they are going to march them off to the sideline, and that will do it for the first quarter of action. We play 1 here at Panther Field. Our score, it's the Panthers 28. It's the Bulldogs 7.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
We are back to action here at Panther Field. It'll be first down and long. First down and long. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation here for Cup. Cup throws off into the flat. It is incomplete. Bounced off the receiver. Was a dangerous play. And it bounces incomplete, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. So we apologize not only to television but also radio. And now that takes us to the end of the first quarter with our score. It is still Panthers 28. It's Bulldogs 7. One. Be ready. We may be in a delay coming up pretty soon.
As you notice walking into the game tonight, we have several student organizations set up. Please be sure to swing by between quarters during the half and help out student organizations.
Well, if we have lightning within so many miles, we're on a delay. Back out to Panther Field where we played 1 quarter of action, and Cumberland Gap currently leads Claiborne 28-7. It will be second down and long upcoming here for the Bulldogs after the blocking the back penalty to end the first quarter. On second down, they'll send 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Again, your quarterback is Blake Cupp. He stands in a gun with a back to his right side. Man in motion now from the right to the left. This is a handoff up the middle and getting some positive yards, and that could have been a possible late hit, but there's no flag. To the 17-yard line on the run was Butler.
Again, Butler's a very explosive running back. You just have to get him in space. He's not a big guy. He's not going to be the kind of guy you want to hand it to 30 times a game and say, go get me 3 yards. But if you can get him into space, he's dangerous.
It's third down and long upcoming for Claiborne. 2 receivers to either side. Cupp looking, goes across the middle. He's got a receiver there. It's complete to the 25. And being drugged down to the 30-yard line, he found Cody Cupp.
That looks like it's very close to it. They're going to give him the first down. Excellent completion. That was a clutch third down. They needed that third down, if anything, to stay away from the defensive side for a few minutes and try and work out some kinks.
Kane came out of first down and 10. 4 wide again for Blake Cupp. 2 to either side. Dropping back, feeling some pressure, throws off. It is going to be a jump ball and will fall incomplete. Good defense by the offense over on the far side. Blake Cupp felt the pressure coming, just threw it up for grabs, and it will fall incomplete.
That looked like number 67, Sam Gibbons, didn't even get touched on that play as Cupp just had to get rid of it. Big-time breakdown by the offensive line, and again, we talked about that in pregame, the offensive line shifting some people around. That might be one of the side effects.
It's second down and 10. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. 2 backs in the backfield with Cupp. He'll send a man in motion now from the right to the left is Cody Cupp. And Cody will pick up the jet sweep. He's got to find his way forward. There's going to be a face mask because he's to the 30. It'll be taken down about the 31-yard line. Not sure if they actually threw a flag or not on that. And I don't believe they did. So it'll be third down.
I saw his head turn, but I didn't see a flag. So it looked like they snapped the ball way too early that time. On the jet sweep, you want to snap it right as the receiver is coming to the offensive tackle. They snapped it about a second too early, and that gives the defense way too much time to get in there.
4 wide here on third down. Blake Cupp dropping, looking, throws across the middle to Duck. It's intercepted. Going the other way to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and still on his feet past the 20, past the 15, near the 10-yard line. Who else? Preston England.
Threw it right to him. That was an easy interception. He just stood there and caught it when it fell right in his lap. Excellent job of securing the catch and getting some yardage.
Preston England not only is working his way toward our player of the game, but may very well become a Tennessee player of the game the way he's playing tonight.
Absolutely.
So the third turnover that gives Cumberland Gap great field position. 10:24 left to go inside of the first half. And the Panthers will start with a Kane came out of first down and 10 at the Bulldogs' 16-yard line. 2 receivers to the left side on a Kane came out of first down. 2 to the right. Again, your quarterback is Ethan Ellison. And he's got a back to his left side as they're on the far hash mark going toward the left. Ellison takes the snap, drops, looking across the middle, incomplete. Too many people in the middle that time for Claiborne's defense to let that one go through. He really tried to find it. He tried to throw it through the buildings, and he couldn't get it there.
The first time I have really seen him pressured all night, too. Dakota Sweat come off the edge and got a ton of pressure on him, really made him let go of the football. He kind of put it in a dangerous situation. If I'm Claiborne, I'm trying to get some pressure on him because so far he's killing you with a run, and he's killing you because he's been able to just stand back there and pick where he wants to go.
Second down and 10, 1 receiver to the left side. Trips to the right up on the line. Ellison now moves his back to the left side. Ellison going to keep it himself. He's coming over to the near side. Claiborne's going to have that one wrapped up, and they will take him down for a loss at the 18-19-yard line. Claiborne's saying they've got the football. We'll wait and see exactly what's going on here. Claiborne coming out celebrating, and they've got it. They've got a fumble.
Excellent job that time. Number 66, Blake Hill. I don't know if he got the fumble or whatever, but he just got a hand on him, on Ellison, and just held on and let his defensive people get that. And that's what you want to do on defense. Everybody thinks it's all about perfect tackles. A lot of times all you're trying to do is hold on until help comes, and that was an excellent job of just hanging on that time.
So Claiborne will have it with a K&K Metal first down and 10. The ball rests at the Claiborne 18-yard line. It seems like the past 2 times we have a timeout on the field, and I apologize. I don't know who called that timeout, but we'll stay here. The last 2 times Cumberland Gap has been close to putting the 5th touchdown on the board, Claiborne's defense has not broke.
Yes, and that's what you want to see. You want to see some resilience. Claiborne's defense is trying to show it. It's just you're way behind right now. You've got to generate some more offense. We saw Claiborne come out on one particular offensive series and looked unstoppable, and then after that, it's just been nothing, really no kind of success. Claiborne's got to come out and put some points on the board here.
Again, we are monitoring the weather near the stadium. We can see off into the distance, which is a great view here from Cumberland Gap High School down the valley, down toward Powell Valley in the daylight. So the lightning that we're possibly seeing off in the distance could still be down around the Campbell County way, but we're keeping an eye on that. K K Metal first down and 10. Man in motion now from the left to the right. This is going to be the quarterback. He's going to pitch out, and it's going to be taken for a couple yards, and still on his feet is probably number 3. There's going to be some late flags come in. It was look like Butler. And we're going to get dead ball, personal foul against Cumberland Gap.
Can't have those. It's a rivalry game. Emotions are running high. No matter what the intention was, you can't get into the personal foul penalties. I've seen each one of these teams in years past have a lead and all of a sudden blow it with penalties, especially those. That's something you never want to give your opponent.
So the ball will be moved forward to the 38-yard line. Essentially a 20-yard turnaround there.
And in a rivalry game, officials are going to be very quick to throw that flag for the late hit. You've got to be extremely careful.
It's another K Metal first down and 10. They'll send 2 receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left. 2 backs in the backfield with Blake Cup. Man in motion now from the left to the right. Cup kept it. No, he handed off up the middle. And the runner takes the ball forward to the 41-yard line. We'll wait to see exactly who it was that ran that. Looks like it was Dakota Sweat.
Ran the triple option that time and just handed it off to the fullback. You've got to keep the defense honest up the middle.
Second down and 7. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left. Handoff up the middle again. Going over to the left side of the 45 to the 50 and being taken down over on the far sideline is Claiborne. Inside the 50-yard line to the 46-yard line is on the run once again was Sweat. I am seeing that number correct, right? Number 2?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes, he's playing the fullback or B-back position.
13 yards on the run, brings up another K Metal first down and 10. 1 receiver left side. It's going to be a handoff. This is Butler this time, getting back to the line of scrimmage and getting nothing more.
Cumberland Gap on that. That was going to be that was the 3rd run in a row. Really stacked up the line of scrimmage that time. They were waiting and anticipating the run.
Second down and 10.
May have a little bit of baiting going on.
Clock is running. We're at 8:35 and counting. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Again, 2 backs in the backfield with Blake Cup. Cup hands off. And running with the football this time forward to the 42-yard line for Claiborne was Butler.
Butler on the carry, tackle by 51.
Gain of 4.
That makes it 3rd and medium. You don't want the 3rd and longs. Kind of a do anything kind of down. You want to go for the short pass, maybe try and get it on an outside run.
3rd and 6 here. 1 receiver left side again, 2 to the right. Cup standing in the gun, moving some receivers. Ball in the middle of the field as they go to the right. Cup stops, pops, throws, incomplete. Incomplete, trying to get it off into the hands of Cody Cup.
Put the ball in a nice spot that time. That's just going to be a tough catch with a defender hanging on him. Now it's decision time for Claiborne. And let's remember, they keep their quarterback on the field for the short punts anyway, so we really don't know what they'll try here.
It's 4th down and 6. 1 receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. Cup in the gun, has it back this time to either side of him. He's going to hand off up the middle. Claiborne goes for it. And running for his life is looked to be Sweat. Sweat gets the ball to the 36-yard line, which is going to be close.
They're going to go ahead and give it to him.
I'm not sure the referee was ready to give him the first down. The chain just went ahead and moved.
The side judge told him to move,
okay,
but the head official, I don't believe, I think he wanted a measurement.
Because he's actually talking to his side judge going, what are you doing?
Yeah, they're going to move him back and measure this thing.
The problem with that is, though, do you have a proper spot now?
Who knows? The official is going to put it back where he thought it was, but this could go either way, and then no matter which side you're cheering for, you're going to assume he got it wrong if you're the person who gets left out.
So they're going to look at this. They're still readjusting the chains over on the far sideline. We have 7:40 left to go here inside of the first half. It's going to be close.
According to where they have the chains at this moment, he's got it easily.
They're going to call for the chains to come out.
If that was the official spot to start with.
Exactly. And that's the problem here is the chains were moved before the main official called for the movement. And Corey Russell over here on the near sideline, the head coach for Cumberland Gap, is letting the head official know that. But the main referee tonight, in this instance, had nothing to do with that. It was his side judge making the call without his approval, and I imagine he's going to get reprimanded later on. Yeah. It's going to be a first down for Claiborne, but Cumberland Gap's not going to be happy about it.
I mean, it wasn't even close for where they had it spotted this time. I don't know where it was originally spotted.
So Claiborne will have a K&K medal first down and 10. Ball's at the Cumberland Gap 36-yard line. You just hope that's not a turning point for this game.
It looked like on the original run, I thought that he had it just based off where I was sitting, but who knows, especially after you move the chains.
This is going to be Cup rolling out to the left side. He's going to take off running, trying to make some people miss. He will bring the ball forward past the 35 to about the 32-yard line. Cup made something out of nothing that time, picked up 3 yards.
And that's something I think Cup can do to help himself in the passing game as well. You show the defense you're willing to take off and run with it a couple of times, all of a sudden those safeties start creeping up on you.
Second down and 7. 3 receivers, right side, 1 to the left. Fumbled as he tried to hand it off. Cup tried to hand it off. And there's going to be a squirm for it. And Claiborne's going to fall upon this one, as I believe the running back was Butler on that play. Claiborne very lucky not to have had their 4th turnover of the first half.
Absolutely. Never really secured the transition there during the handoff. I don't know if anybody ever really had a hold of it.
And it'll be 3rd down and 7. 3rd down, 7 yards to go, 6:54 and counting. Cumberland Gap leads this one 28-7. Claiborne's Cup will go under the center in an I formation. Sends 1 receiver to the left side, 1 to the right. Cup faked the pitch, turned around like he was going to run with it, and Cumberland Gap had that one scouted. Cup might have got a yard out of it, and it's going to bring up another 4th down.
Cumberland Gap's not been giving Claiborne a lot of room right up the middle. Those 2 A gaps either side of the center, they've pretty well had that covered all night. Not going to have a lot of success there, really, no matter what kind of play design you try and go with.
It's 4th down and 6, and the Bulldogs are going to go for it again. I formation with a receiver to either side. Cup drops, play action. Looking, feels pressure across the middle. It's complete. It is complete inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line. On the catch was to Isaac Fugit.
Guarantee those chains don't get moved this time, till the head official says so.
Ball now at the 22-yard line. A gain of 10 on the pass brings up a K&K medal first down and 10. Cup once again rolling out, looks, gets it complete to Cody Cup, who's got some blockers. He gets inside the 20, close to the 15-yard line.
Claiborne's really been trying to work these screens here in the first half, and that's something any kind of spread team will run, is those read options, and then another huge staple is the wide receiver, the bubble screens, types of plays like that. They've had a lot of success, though, throwing over the middle like we saw in the last 4th down play. I expect to see that heat up a little bit more.
There was a flag on the play against Cumberland Gap. It was declined, so Claiborne will have it 2nd down and 5. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Again, first shotgun. This is Blake Cup running the option. He is hit as he tries to find the gap. And he will go forward to about the 12-yard line for a gain of 4.
It almost looked like he was shocked the hole opened up that well. It looked like he wanted to try and look for his pitch man. But Claiborne's offensive line had opened up a massive hole that time, and he just had to hit it.
Now at the 12-yard line, it's another K&K Metal, first down and 10 for Claiborne. 3 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Cup stands in the shotgun by himself with 5:18 and counting. Cup looking it over, takes the snap. Quarterback draw up the middle, and Cumberland Gap's going to have it. Cup's going to get about a yard or two, so they stopped the bleeding. Cumberland Gap pretty well had that one up the middle.
Stone is who we had at
Oh,
quarterback.
was it Stone at the...
That's who was at quarterback that play. Almost like a Wildcat type setup.
I stand corrected on that one. Sometimes you get so used to seeing one quarterback back in the backfield, you just... One receiver to either side, I formation for the Bulldogs. Handoff, fullback. And once again, Cumberland Gap has got that one scouted as the fullback, Sweat, gets about a yard.
And like I said earlier, Cumberland Gap has done a great job of defending the middle of the field, not as far as up front. Claiborne has really had no success just trying to pound the ball at their defensive line.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7 upcoming here for Claiborne. Mark the ball at almost about the 8-yard line. 2 receivers left side, none to the right. I formation, your quarterback is still Blake Cup, fullback Sweat. Claiborne's got a big offensive line there. Cup, got to keep it up 7. He fumbled the football on the handoff, and I believe Cumberland Gap has picked it up. They are in the end zone. That's going to be a touchback.
What happened?
I believe on the handoff between Cup and I think it was Butler, the ball came out. Cumberland Gap picked it up. Now my question is, did he pick it up in the area of the field and go backwards? If he did that, it's a safety at that point. Now, if he gained possession in the end zone, at that point it's a turnover and a touchback. They're going to say Cumberland Gap has got the ball with the fumble. It's another Claiborne turnover. And I believe Cumberland Gap's going to have the ball at the 1-yard line.
The only way that they could have it here would be if either Claiborne initiated the tackle and shut him in the end zone, or if he was already on the ground there when he picked up the ball and then tried to get up off his knees. Because you're right, if he got it up and all of a sudden he's running around and goes into the end zone, now it's a safety. So they're going to say something happened that got him down at the 1-yard line. Whatever, all we could see was a pile.
So it's going to be a K&K Metal, first down and 10. The Panthers are starting at their 1. They're going to run up the middle. And it was just the quarterback trying to get some running room, trying to get some breathing room. And he'll bring the ball forward to about the 2-yard line. So now the Panthers will have it 2nd down and 9 at the 2. Right now, if you're Cumberland Gap, just don't do anything that's going to hurt you here, because your back is to the end zone. The Panthers will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 3:14 left to go first half. Our score, it's the Panthers 28. It's the Bulldogs 7.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
After the timeout, it'll be 2nd down upcoming here for Cumberland Gap. 2nd down, call it 9. The ball rests at the Panther 2-yard line as they have just recovered a Claiborne fumble. And that's really been, I guess, the story of the first half so far for Claiborne. Turnovers, and for Cumberland Gap, they've capitalized on those turnovers.
Absolutely, and they're making points off the turnovers. Here it's going to be very impressive if they can make any kind of points off this deep in their own end zone.
Shotgun formation on 2nd down with 4 wide. Ellison running the option, found a hole. Good night. I could have run through that one to the 5. Still on his feet to the 10. Breaking Claiborne tackle, still on his feet. He'll get forward progress to about the 12-yard line.
And Claiborne's tackling has just been awful thus far, and that's a big reason Cumberland Gap's had such success in the run game, is Claiborne's had the people in the right spot. They just can't get him on the ground when they get there.
The 10-yard run by Ellison gives Cumberland Gap another K-Metal first down and 10. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Now they'll move a man in motion. Now they're going to switch receivers. Switch slot receivers, still 2 to either side. Ellison stands in the gun, has it back to his left side. 2:46 and counting left to go first half. Cumberland Gap looking it over. Ellison takes the snap, quarterback draw up the middle, and Claiborne had that one stopped at about the 11 for a loss of 1.
Got to see some more of that. Claiborne's defensive line has got to start making a name for themselves, just to collapsing inside on those top plays to get them out of running that.
So it'll be second down now, 2nd and 11 upcoming for the Panthers. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Ellison's going to stand in the shotgun all by himself here on 2nd down. Claiborne looking with 3 down linemen and 2 linebackers standing up. Ellison throws quick off to the opposite side. It is complete. And finally being rolled out of bounds near the 20-yard line is Cumberland Gap. It will not be a first down, as the pass was completed to Bryce Rogers, number 5.
Tons of space to work that time, and Cumberland Gap's just going to work that soft cushion that Claiborne's been giving them on those hitches.
They're going to mark the ball at the 21-yard line. A gain of 10 makes it 3rd down and call it 1. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation again for Ellison. He has a back to his left side. Ellison's going to hand off, and Claiborne's going to stop that one in the backfield. And it's going to force Cumberland Gap into a 4th down decision. And I would like to think at this point, this deep, you're probably going to punt the ball.
I would imagine so. That was an excellent stop by Claiborne on 3rd down, standing the running back up and just dropping him for a loss. If I'm Cumberland Gap, there's no way I'm even thinking about any kind of tricks here. Let's punt this thing and give Claiborne the football back deep in their own territory if we can.
First punt of the night for either team comes with about a minute to go, left to go here inside of the first half. Claiborne has 2 receivers deep at the 50-yard line, as Cumberland Gap is taking their time here on 4th down and 3. And there's going to be a flag. Is this an illegal substitution or delay of game? It's going to be illegal substitution.
And this should absolutely ensure us that Cumberland Gap is going to punt.
It's now faced with 4th down and 8. The Panthers will once again set back to punt. But here's what works to their advantage. The clock restarted off that penalty, so they could really run this down, and the punt could very well be the last play of the first half. I didn't think the clock started off an offensive penalty. Cumberland Gap still waiting. Under 30 seconds now left to go. Here's the punt. Decent punt. Fair caught. Thought it was fair caught. This is Cody Cup. Probably should have fair caught it. He picked up 1 yard to the 44-yard line, and the Bulldogs will start there with a K&K medal first down and 10 in positive territory, but they only have 15 seconds, call it, left to go here inside of the first half. So it's going to be first down and 10 upcoming here for the Bulldogs with 15 seconds left to go. Two receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation for your quarterback, Cup. Cup throws off quickly to Cody Cup. Hitch and go to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, far sideline, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Trickeration works this time for Claiborne. There are no flags on the field. Jake Butler scampers into the end zone. Touchdown, Claiborne.
I can't tell you how huge that is going into halftime. All of a sudden, what had been almost a flawless first half for Cumberland Gap is really tarnished on one single play going into halftime, and that will give Claiborne something to build with coming back out. Cumberland Gap has to respond coming back out. That's just something you never want to see. You don't want to give that up right before halftime, especially.
Loop's attempt is up. Loop's attempt is good. So Claiborne scores on the final play of the half, and that brings us to our halftime score. It is the Panthers 28. It's Claiborne 14. Folks, stay tuned. Halftime festivities and other scores from around the area when we return here on the LMU Sports Network.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You got to find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
Claiborne still stretching. Claiborne gets the ball to start the second half here. They just scored at the end of the half on a hook and lateral play. For Claiborne, how do they keep this going?
Well, obviously, you getting the ball coming out of halftime is a huge factor. You scored on a little bit of a trick play. I say a little bit because they've showed that play before. It's not like nobody hadn't seen that. You score on the trick play coming in right before halftime to get yourself back to 2 possessions. Now, all of a sudden, they're kicking off to you again, and barring them recovering an onside kick and get the ball back. If Claiborne can score here, it's even though Cumberland Gap would still have the lead, it almost feels like a whole new ball game.
And for Cumberland Gap, you had the momentum all the way through the first quarter. You scored all 28 of your points in the first, call it 11 minutes, essentially. Since then, you've went scoreless. You've still forced Claiborne turnovers, but you've not been able to get your offense going. How do they come out of the locker room and get that going?
That's what would worry me if I was coaching Cumberland Gap right now, is the fact all the points came extremely early, and all of a sudden it's like Cumberland Gap's offense just stalled. They got down into the red zone a couple of times but couldn't punch it in. You've got to find a way to go through the barrier. A lot of times teams get into that where they can move the ball, but they just can't find a way to get in the end zone. Cumberland Gap, when they come out, you want to get a good stop. You want to make them turn it over even, and then all of a sudden just go down and score quick and try and get back into that rhythm you found in the first quarter.
Let you know while the teams are still getting ready for the second half kickoff here that you are listening to the Old Town Grill Game of the Week, powered by the LMU Sports Network on WLMU 91.3 FM out of Harrogate, Tennessee, owned and operated by Lincoln Memorial University. Take a look here over the series between these two. Again, this is the 13th meeting ever between the Bulldogs and the Panthers. And for some reason, I keep going back. There's one game in particular that was at Claiborne. It was 36-35. Cumberland Gap won that game. Claiborne jumped out to a 21-0 lead in that one, and you remember that as well as I do. Cumberland Gap had to score in the fourth quarter, went for 2, and won that game to preserve what at the time was an undefeated season. And then 2 years later at Cumberland Gap, Claiborne won that one 28-26. This series has had close games before, and may be in store for one right here.
It's got all the makings of that.
Claiborne will be receiving the second half opening kickoff. Cumberland Gap will be kicking to them from the left to the right. Claiborne going from right to left. And there's the whistle. And we'll get the second half underway. This one is bobbled and eventually taken out of bounds. Claiborne will retain possession, but again, flirting with disaster. Sometimes you just got to get up on that one, and it was Hunter Rosenbaum and just kind of let it dance around his feet, and he got lucky it went out of bounds.
Yeah, that's something you can't do. The rule of thumb on special teams is if you're the receiving team, you never want to see the ball on the ground because that always means you're losing yardage, or it means that it's a fumble. Either way, rule of thumb, special teams, you're the offense, you never want to see the ball on the ground.
It's a K&K middle, first down and 10 for Claiborne. Ball resting at the 28-yard line. One receiver to the left side, 2 to the right. This is going to be a little bit of a misdirection, and Blake Cup is running for his life. This will probably be the final play for a while, as there was a big lightning strike in the back. Cup's got some room. Flag on the play. This one's going to come back as he's eventually rattled down at the 34-yard line. Just a busted play, it looked like. He wanted to fake the handoff. The running back was already gone. We're going to get probably a hold. It's going to actually be a block in the back against Claiborne. And the flag is marked back at about the 17-yard line, which is not going to work to Claiborne's advantage.
No, Cup was just trying to keep that one alive, like you said. I couldn't tell if it was a busted play or he just didn't have what he wanted. Either way, running for his life. And I know when you're an offensive lineman, that is hard to block because you never know which way the defender's going to go. All of a sudden, he's running one way and he turns his back to run the other, and you're already in the process of hitting him.
Well, the quarterback on that sense rolled to the left side, and I imagine as an offensive lineman, you're trying to block, and all of a sudden, when you finally get your person blocked and you see your quarterback running the opposite direction, it kind of it hurts you.
Yes, because then all of a sudden, all the defenders are facing the exact opposite of what they were. It's very hard to adjust to that.
It's going to be a K&K Metal first down and long. His ball's at the 9-yard line. One receiver left side, two to the right. Cup drops, looking, throws across the middle. It's complete to the 25, and finally going down to about the 27-yard line. On the catch was Cup.
That's what I want to see more from Claiborne's offense. They have had some success getting the ball across the middle, especially later in the play. I think they need to work the middle of the field right behind the linebackers in front of the safeties.
18 yards on the completion brings up second down and 5. Two receivers left side, one to the right. Again, Cup in the gun with a back. Cup's going to run the option, and he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down. Good defense that time by Cumberland Gap.
Read that play excellently there. Defensive line got a nice push. Linebackers filled the alleys like they needed to. That play was snuffed out from the beginning. Oh, we're getting tons of linemen.
I'm surprised we're still playing at this point because it's like a flashbulb going off into the distance. It's third down and 6. Cup dropping back, looking to pass, trying to set up the screen. Does get it now to his running back.
Got a
convoy. 35 to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. This is Butler to the 40. Big block to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. No flags on the field, and Butler down the near sideline into the end zone. The screenplay. It works for Claiborne. Touchdown Bulldogs on a screenplay that goes 73 yards.
Oh, and as a quarterback, you love that play because you only had to throw it about 3 yards and let the receiver rack up all them yards for you. Excellent job that time by Claiborne's offensive line of selling the screen. You got to make the defenders think that they're getting by you. They sold it very well. Butler, again, I said it at the beginning of the game, is one of the most dangerous players Claiborne's ever had in space, and he done a great job.
Loop will attempt the extra point. It's up, and Loop's attempt is good.
Automatic.
Timeout on the field. 10:07 left to go. Third quarter. Our new score. It's the Panthers 28. It's the Bulldogs 21.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
Still here at Panther Field as the Bulldogs finish off that last drive. 3 plays, 82 yards, and 1 minute, 53 seconds. Couldn't have drew it up any better for Claiborne to start off the second half.
Going to start calling Loop the leg. He's about been automatic on a bunch of these extra points. I can't remember the last time either school had somebody that could kick like this.
I don't know what his extra points were last week, but so far, the 2 games we've covered, the 6 quarters so far, he's hit on 10. That is probably the most extra points I have seen a Claiborne kicker kick any season.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of times Claiborne would just automatically go for 2, and I have no problem with that either, but Loop is very successful.
Yes, he has. So Claiborne will be kicking this one off. Cumberland Gap will have their first offensive drive here of the second half, as Loop will be kicking this one off. Gap is set at the 20-yard line to receive this one, and it's kind of an onside kick, and the Gap will pick it up at the 35 to the 40, and eventually being taken down near the 42, 43-yard line. And Asher, I know you saw that lightning strike. I don't know how we're still playing.
I know it has to be air to ground lightning.
Okay.
A cloud to ground. So the only way we could still be here is if they keep saying we've not actually had any.
They are flashes. They're not strikes.
Yes.
So
it has to actually be a strike on the ground for them to call it, but I look for it any minute. It seems like we're going to see one and be in a delay.
I agree with you. Cumberland Gap will have a K&K Metal first down and 10. The ball rests at the Panther 43-yard line. Ellison will start in a shotgun. 2 receivers to the right side. He's got 1 to the left. Ellison's going to run the option, comes over to the near sideline. He's got a convoy in a hole. He's going to be, still on his feet past the 45, goes forward to about the 47, 48-yard line.
Found some pretty good run room. I think Ellison could have given the pitch that time and maybe picked up some more yardage. Claiborne looked to be a little confused in the secondary, or they're just giving him a lot of room over here, one of the two, but that developed very nicely.
Ball in the near hash mark at the 48-yard line. It's second down and 5. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Ellison again in the gun. Ellison throws off into the flat to the left side. It's complete. He gets it off to Jenkins. Jenkins breaking some tackles. Will get to midfield about the 50-yard line. It'll bring up third down.
This is a monumental third down for Cumberland Gap. We talked about building the confidence, getting some momentum. It all starts with a first down. They really need to pick this up.
Ball at midfield, caught right on the 50-yard line. And it will be third down and 4. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left. Again, Ellison stands in the gun, hands it back now to his right side. Claiborne with 3 down linemen, may bring about 6 or 7 this time. And now we have a stoppage. And we have a false start against Cumberland Gap.
Big time flag because you go from 3rd and short to 3rd and long just from that one offsides penalty.
So instead of being at the 50, they're now back at their 45-yard line. It's now 3rd down and 8.
I can promise you the call changes when it's 3rd and 3 versus 3rd and 8.
1 receiver to the left side, 3 to the right. Again, Ellison in the gun, has a back to his right side. Looking over, surveying the Claiborne defense. Ellison drops, feels the pressure, steps up, avoids the sack. He's going to run this time. He's going to be taken down at the 45-yard line for a no gain.
Big time stop. He was looking for somebody to throw to. He even stepped up into the pressure, just trying to get somebody open. And Claiborne that time had men all over the field. They defended the trip side very well.
So Cumberland Gap will be forced to punt. Second punt of the evening, and it'll be Brandon Helton back to punt for the Panthers.
And all of a sudden it feels like rain.
It does. The breeze that just rolled through the press box here almost smelt like rain. 4th down and 8. Claiborne has 2 receivers deep, back in just around the 20-yard line. Short kick. This is going to be a spiral, and it's going to take a huge Cumberland Gap bounce inside the 20, inside the 10 to the 6-yard line.
You're the return man on that play. You've got to dive on that football. I don't like fielding anything that you know you can't handle, but it's your job. That would have say if you just get on it and fall down, that saves 20 yards maybe in that case.
It was an odd kick because it came off as a spiral. It wasn't much hang time, but once it hit the ground, it took a great Cumberland Gap bounce.
Right, and that's what a lot of, and he's not a rugby-style kicker, but a lot of rugby-style kickers are relying on it to hit the ground and just roll that way.
So the Bulldogs will start with a K&K Metal first down and 10 from their 6-yard line over on the far hash mark. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, Cup is your quarterback in the gun. Cup rolling off, left side, looking, still holding. Now he's going to run. There's a flag on the play, and Cup's going to eventually be taken down at about the 11-yard line, but I believe this is going to be a hold against Claiborne.
Which is going to set him up with a terrible field position.
We get holding against Claiborne. Did he call 2 penalties?
Not sure.
Going to be half the distance to the goal, and it's now at the 3-yard line. It's a first down and 13 upcoming here for Claiborne. Got to be careful. Ball rests just outside the 3-yard line. Cup handed it off up the middle, and running with the football this time again is Butler. And Butler, you get him some room, he's going to make some people miss. And he gets the ball out of the shadow of the end zone.
I'm telling you, as dangerous as England was for Cumberland Gap to start the game, Butler has been that way for Claiborne as time has went on. Butler, when he's got in space, has absolutely made things happen.
5 yards brings up 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers to the left side. Claiborne still trying to set the line here. They're going to go I formation with the 2 receivers to the left side. Cup. He actually handed that ball off, as it actually got lost in the shuffle there, as it was Butler with the run once again.
And again, Butler stumbled. If he would have stayed on his feet, we might be talking about another touchdown. Cumberland got a hold of him enough to trip him up.
Brings the ball to the 12. It's a gain of 4, and brings up 3rd down, call it 5. 3rd down, 5 yards to go here for Claiborne. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Cup. Has it back to his left side. Cup, 3 steps, throws off into the flat. It is going to be incomplete. Tried to find Cody Cup on the far sideline, just overthrow him, and it's going to bring up 4th down for Claiborne.
Pass got away from him just a little bit. He really needed to dial it back, and we might be talking about a 1st down.
And now Claiborne is going to be forced to punt. That'll be Claiborne's first punt of the evening. And they're not punting. There's 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Again, the quarterback does punt out of this position. Cup, now he's going to drop back. He's looking to pass, throws off into the flat. Same play. It's complete, and they complete the 4th down as he gets it off to Cody Cup at the 21-yard line.
Absolutely. It was an incompletion on 3rd down. 4th down, they run the exact same play. He goes to the exact same receiver, different results, 1st down. That's some courageous play calling.
I absolutely agree. The ball is now at the 21-yard line for a K Metal, 1st down and 10. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. This is Cup. Going to hand off to Butler, and Butler gets nothing.
Nowhere to go that time. Butler running to a wall, and again, he's not the style that we've kind of seen in the past at Claiborne, maybe like a Dalton Lee style runner where he's just going to run people over. But again, you get him in some space, and he's about as dangerous as we've seen.
2nd down, caught 11. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Cup, option play, he's going to run it with himself, and he's going to get forward to about the 24-yard line. I'm surprised Cumberland Gap did not get a penalty that time from too many players on the field.
There should have been, because the man didn't get off the field in time. Referee just must have missed it.
So a gain of 3 brings up 3rd down and long. Call it 3rd down and 7 upcoming here for Claiborne. And we have an injured Bulldog on the field. I'm not real sure who that is, but it's back in the huddle. And now the player is back up under his own power. And I believe that is Blake Cup. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. Clock now runs. Claiborne's looking to the sideline for a play.
You can always take the timeout and get your starting quarterback back.
You can. 1 receiver left side, 2 to the right. I formation. Handoff up the middle, and this is to the 35. Still on his feet to the 40. Near sideline to the 45. Tripped up to the 50. Still on his feet, 45-40. This is Butler to the 35. Cut back 30. 25-20. 15-10-5. Butler has put this team on his shoulders. Touchdown, Claiborne.
What an impressive run. He made some defenders look silly on that play. Jacob Butler, again, in space, is dangerous. You've got to cover him. If you do not, he'll end up in the end zone. He really knows how to work with limited field.
4 minutes left to go inside of the 3rd quarter on a 76-yard run. Butler brings Claiborne back within 1. They can tie it up here on the loop, extra point. Although according to the scoreboard, it's 28-26.
Oh, wait, it should be 27, sorry.
Luke's attempt is up. Luke's attempt is good. Time out of the field. 4 minutes left to go, third quarter. Our new score, it's the Panthers 28. It's the Bulldogs 28.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
We have 4 minutes left to go here inside of the third quarter. That last scoring drive for Claiborne, 7 plays, 94 yards in 3 minutes, 29 seconds. And what looked like a Cumberland Gap rout in the first quarter has now tied up with 4 minutes left to go in the third.
Cumberland Gap has not scored points in quite some time. Claiborne has seized the momentum. Cumberland Gap has got to do something here on offense to try and get this thing swinging back.
Loop will have the kickoff. It is starting to sprinkle here at Panther Field. Loop, onside kick, and Claiborne's going to get that. Claiborne has picked up the onside kick at the Panther 43-yard line.
This is very eerily similar to what we saw in the first quarter, only now it's all of a sudden going for Claiborne. We've just seen all the momentum shift, and for Cumberland Gap, you've got to be careful here. Just keep it in the game. The game is still tied.
Yes.
We have a tie ball game right now. It's not like you're behind. Just keep playing like you were in the first quarter. For Claiborne, I expect to see maybe a shot at the end zone here.
It's going to be a carry and Camaro first down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ball rest at the Panther 42-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 to the left side, 1 to the right. Handoff. No, this is going to be a pinch out. And taken down back at the 50-yard line was the running back, Jake Butler.
That play developed way too slow.
Cumberland Gap had that one read.
Absolutely, and that was a slow developing play, and they were all in the backfield. That option just didn't seem like it was running the way it should.
Ball back to the 50, a loss of 7 on the run brings up second down 17. Second down 17, 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Cup in the gun, has it back with him to the left side. Cup drops, still in the pocket, just throws it up for grabs, and it's going to be intercepted. This is England to the 35, to the 40. Still on his feet, come over to the near sideline of the 45 to the 50, to the 45, into Claiborne territory, down to the 41-yard line. It's Preston England. Again, it was Cup feeling pressure, just throwing it up. And once again, another turnover that goes for Cumberland Gap. .307 left to go here inside of the third quarter. And we do have an injured player down on the field. Cumberland Gap's offense will be hitting the field here with a little bit of momentum now. That's been the story of the game on both sides. Somebody gets momentum, the other team takes it. Turnovers. We had 2, essentially, let's call them onside kicks that the kicking team has recovered. I mean, it's been an interesting game here from Cumberland Gap High School.
Absolutely. Cumberland Gap is for sure winning the turnover battle, and that's going to help them. If they can win this game, a big part of that will be the fact that they won the turnover battle.
We have an injured Bulldog down at the 40-yard line. So what we're going to do is we're going to break away and take a timeout. Again, our score with 3:07 left to go. It's the Panthers 28. It's the Bulldogs 28.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You got to find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
Back out to Panther Field, the injured Bulldog on the play was the quarterback, Blake Cupp, who is up and walking on his own power across the field to the Claiborne sideline.
So now it kind of feels like Cumberland Gap has seized the momentum back. Their offense is going to take the field, maybe try and take a shot deep. Just anxious. I'm really just at this point almost just watching the game. There's really no predictions to be made anymore because it's just kind of back and forth. We really don't know what anybody's going to do.
We're essentially back at 0-0.
Yes. It's like a whole new ball game. It's just a shorter one.
Now here's the thing. Cumberland Gap gets momentum with the interception. Claiborne's starting quarterback was Blake Cupp. He goes out of the lineup. He was also on defense. He was a big defensive player, so Cumberland Gap is going to have an opportunity here to kind of exploit where Blake was. And Asher, the rain has started.
Yep, we're starting to see some rain. Wonder how this will affect that passing game for either team.
At least if it was going to start, at least it started with a tied score.
Yep.
On a Kane came out first down and 10. The Panthers will have the ball starting from the Bulldog 41-yard line. One receiver to the right, two to the left. Ellison fakes the handoff. He's going to roll off left side, looking, throws. It's complete to England. England takes it, and he's down at the 36-yard line.
Beautiful tackle in space that time. The play developed nicely. England got it. We know that England has been extremely dangerous tonight as far as an offensive threat, and that was a nice tackle to get him down because he's been flat making things happen on the other end.
5 yards on the run, and the officials are coming together here. Tell me we're not getting ready to get our delay. Nope. There was a flag down. They're going to say there was no flag. There was no infraction, so it'll be second down and 5. So again, the rain has started, but it's just a light drizzle at the moment. As we have 2:45 in county left to go third quarter.
Any kind of rain is going to make the ball harder to handle.
And we have a stoppage, and Claiborne's going to take a timeout here on second down and 5. We're going to stay right here. We've talked about it. Asher, me and you, we've been together on the air now like 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. You were a center in high school, so you know very well, when it starts to rain or when you get wet conditions like this, the center to quarterback connection is huge, and Cumberland Gap goes, and so does Claiborne, goes a lot in the shotgun.
Yes. When I was playing, we done a mixture. We had under center and shotgun. It was about,
that was close.
It was about a 50-50 ratio for us. When I was a senior, it didn't bother me. It didn't matter if it was raining, ball was muddy, I didn't care. I really practiced with it anyway. But now when I was an underclassman, it killed me because it's already hard, right? You're trying to concentrate on who's fixing to hit you before you snap the ball, and now you have to worry about it being hard to handle. So I'm not sure how old Cumberland Gap's center is, but if he's not experienced, rain is terrible.
Second down and 5 out of the Claiborne timeout. One receiver, make that two receivers right side, two to the left. Man in motion now from left to right, sets in the backfield. Ellison takes the snap, going to run the option. He's going to keep it himself. He's to the 35 and goes forward to close to the 30-yard line.
Really just powering ahead for some yardage that time. Didn't quite develop enough for Ellison to keep it, but that time he decided to put his head down and gain some yardage.
He got 6, and it gives Cumberland Gap another Kane. Came out on first down and 10 at the Claiborne 30-yard line. They're going to break the huddle. Everybody up on the line. Two receivers to either side stacked on the line. Cumberland Gap in the gun. This is Ellison. Takes the snap. Looking, steps in the pocket across the middle. It's incomplete. England had his hands on it and could not come down with it.
And that might be the very first instance we have where the rain affects it. I believe we had England trying to catch the pass, sure-handed all night, and all of a sudden first drop.
Second down and 10. Two receivers to the right side. One to the left. Shotgun formation for Ellison. Here comes Claiborne, maybe bringing pressure. Ellison running the option, pitches out essentially on a pass, and he gets it off to Cornett, and Cornett brings the ball forward to about the 23-yard line.
That's for sure forward. I think the quarterback, I believe Ellison done a good job of staying behind the line. That was close. That's always tricky on those options too.
7 yards on the run brings up 3rd down and 3 at the 23-yard line, and now we have a stoppage again.
We had a player lose his helmet and nobody come out, which might be what's being discussed.
And now Cumberland Gap's Luke Medley, the senior, will have to come off for one play. Taking his place will be Alec Barnard, the freshman. 3rd down and 3. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison with a back to his right side. Ellison dropping in the pocket, throwing. It is up for grabs, and it is intercepted. Claiborne will intercept it and go down in the end zone for a touchback.
Which you had third and short, you were going to get another play, but it's almost for naught because that essentially puts Claiborne further back. The interception there is not the worst thing that can happen, other than the fact you could have potentially got the first on 4th. Now Claiborne has forced a turnover, got back in the turnover battle. Let's see if they can march down the field. Let's see how the rain affects Claiborne's offense.
And will quarterback Blake Cupp come back out? 1:14 left to go, 3rd quarter.
I believe that's who we have.
2 receivers left side, and now we have another stoppage of play. Timeout, Cumberland Gap. 1:14 left to go. We'll take it with them. Our score is Panthers 28. It's Claiborne 28.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
Back out to Panther Stadium. It's a K&K Metal 1st down and 10 after the turnover. Claiborne will have it at their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation. Trying to see if the quarterback is Cupp or Stone, and I believe it is Cupp. It's hard to see. Cupp wears number 6, Stone wears number 9. And these are the first time we've seen these away uniforms. I'm not real sure what we're waiting on official-wise here. And there's the whistle into play. Again, 4 wide here for the Bulldogs. This is Cupp dropping, looking, throwing right side. Got a receiver there, my goodness, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, inside the 40, down to about the 39, 37-yard line. As the pass was completed to Hunter Rosenbaum.
He was wide open that time. Had to be a busted coverage to some extent because Cupp found Rosenbaum in stride, and there was nobody near him. He caught it, almost fumbled on the end of that play. I think he was down before the ball ever came out, though. Either way, he recovered his own fumble.
Ball is now at the 37-yard line in Cumberland Gap territory with 4 wide. This is going to be a handoff up the middle and bringing the ball forward past the 35 down to about the 34-yard line will be Sweat.
Now, Adam, that was one of the few we've seen tonight. That was a big boy run. That was one of those where you put your shoulders down and just go gain 2 or 3 yards. We've seen Ellison have a couple of those, and finally for Claiborne, we see one.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. Nice shower going on outside right now here at Panther Stadium. The umbrellas have come out. It'll be 4 wide for Claiborne, 2 to either side. Cupp Drops, looks, throws off right side. It is complete. Near the first down marker, going to be about a yard or two short. Is on the catch was Cody Cup.
We've seen a lot of success in the flats. Cup's been able to find Cup quite a bit on the hitches and on the out routes, and I think Claiborne will keep working that until Cumberland Gap stops it.
It'll be third down, call it 2. Third down, call it 2 yards to go here for Claiborne, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We've played 3. We've got 1 quarter left to go. Our score is Cumberland Gap 28. It's Claiborne 28.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
We will start the fourth quarter of action as Claiborne will have it third down and 2. Tied at 28 points apiece. Cumberland Gap jumped out to a 20-0 lead in this contest. And since then, it has been 28-28 as we were having a clock issue here at Panther Stadium, but it looks like they got that resolved. And we are back ready to play. Third down and 2. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Handoff up the middle. No, it's going to be the quarterback keeper. He slips and falls, but he does get the first down. It looks like out to the 25-yard line.
I wonder if that cut when he fell down, I wonder if that's due to the field. Because what I'm sitting there thinking is Butler, who's made a living tonight off cutting on the grass, I wonder what the field condition is going to get to.
Are they going to say he was marked down? Nope, they're just going to say first down. Ball will be marked back to the 27-yard line. Only 2 yards. That should bring up. Now they're going to say he did get the first down. So it'll be a K&K Middle first down and 10 at the Panther 27. 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Cup dropping back out of the gun. Looking. Throws off fade pattern, 1-on-1. It is going to be a jump ball and incomplete. Incomplete on the pass. It looked like he tried to get it back to Rosenbaum.
Yes, and that was a battle for it. Both players got their hand on the ball, and neither one could bring it in. Tough catch for either the defender or the receiver on that play.
That'll bring up second down and 10. Again, the rain coming down pretty decently here. It's just a brief shower right now. The umbrellas are out, and it's going to play havoc on that field pretty soon. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. 2 backs to the back with Cup as he stands in the gun. Cup handing off up the middle, and it's going to be Butler bringing the ball forward past the 25 to about the 24-yard line.
Butler has definitely had an excellent night for Claiborne. One player we've not called his name here recently is Ty Stone, and he's been a big offensive weapon for him this year. I look to see him get the ball.
Third down and long. It's going to be third down, call it 7. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left. Cup takes it itself, trying to get away from trouble. Comes over to the near side now, 30. Cuts back up to the middle field, 25, and gets close to the 20-yard line.
Looks like this will bring up fourth down, but obviously they're going to go for it this deep.
They're going to mark Cup down at the 19 for a gain of 5. Fourth down and 2.
Big time play call decision.
This is huge for both sides. Cumberland Gap needs a stop. Claiborne wants to keep their drive going.
I might go back to Sweat on this one with the run he had earlier.
Fourth down and 2. Claiborne goes ace backfield. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left. The press box over here is shaking. Fake the handoff. Cup had all kinds of room.
Where did he go?
He brought it to the 16-yard line, closer to the 17, and they're going to say first down. That was close.
I think if Cup just cuts it straight ahead, which he's coming out of a spin move, so it's really hard to see. If he just goes straight, he might be in the end zone that time.
Clock will run on another K&K Metal, first down and 10. Ball now at the 16-yard line as we now have 10:50 and counting. I formation for Cup. One receiver to the left side, one to the right. Ball on the near hash mark. Cup, pitch out. This is Butler looking for some blocks, gets one to the 15, and Butler is down close to the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him inside the 10 to the 9.
Butler's been extremely dangerous on that pitch out. We've seen him score on those a couple of times now. All it is a real quick pitch, and basically you're just telling Butler, find the hole that you want to run through and go to, and he's done a great job tonight.
Second down and 3 upcoming here for Claiborne. Ball resting inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Again, I formation for Claiborne, one receiver to either side. Now we'll send man in motion as Cody Cup from the right to the left. Handoff, fullback. No, this is Blake Cup, keeps it himself. He's to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Claiborne. They have battled back from 20 points down to take the lead.
First lead of the evening for Cumberland Gap. This upcoming possession, it is critical that they do something with this. Your team, you've not had a lot of success as of late. You've found a way to battle into this game. You had a huge lead at one point. You got to find a way to get that momentum back.
Claiborne will attempt the extra point here. It'll be Cup with the hold. Loop will have the attempt. Snap is down. Loop's attempt is up. Loop's attempt, knuckleballs, and is in there. It's good. Timeout on the field. 9:43 left to go inside of the contest. Our new score. It's the Bulldogs 35. It's the Panthers 28.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You got to find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
That last drive for Claiborne went 10 plays, 80 yards, took 3.5 minutes off the clock, 3:31 to be exact. And with 9:43 left to go here inside of, I'm going to say it's the contest of regulation, Claiborne has taken their first lead of the night, 35-28. Loop will be kicking off here for Claiborne. Cumberland Gap again has one person deep at the 20-yard line as the rain is now slanting, coming in even harder. Loop's kick is on the ground and eventually rolls out of bounds near the 30-yard line. So Cumberland Gap will have good field position as they'll start from their 35. And Cumberland Gap has a player down. Cumberland Gap will have the ball first down and 10 at the 35-yard line. It should be, we should note, again, we talked about before that last break that Cumberland Gap was out to a 20-0 lead. They led this game 28-7 with 1:41 left to go inside of the first quarter, and since then, Claiborne has rolled off 28 unanswered to take the lead.
And it's absolutely been impressive to watch this game. The way it started out, I really thought we were just going to see a rout in the opposite direction of what it was predicted to be. And then all of a sudden, Claiborne starts battling back, and now Claiborne has their first lead of the game. This has been a fun game to watch thus far. Cumberland Gap has got to find a way, though, to get some of that momentum going that they had to start this game off, because right now you're in trouble. You're down by 7. Time is all of a sudden melted away a little bit. Just 9 minutes left in the game, which both these teams score quickly, but still, if they can't find a way to punch it in here and Claiborne responds and scores, we're in a very difficult situation.
Looks like it was Kristen Crowder that is injured as he's being helped off to the sideline. I mentioned it. We've mentioned it the entire night. We knew coming in Claiborne was 1-1. Cumberland Gap was 0-2. There was a 6-game winning streak by Claiborne in this series. Cumberland Gap has lost 10 straight overall coming into this game. But all that goes by the wayside. You get up for this game, and right now Cumberland Gap has got to get it back in check if they want to tie this one up.
Absolutely.
It's a K&K Metal first down and 10 from the Panther 35-yard line. 4 wide, 2 to either side. Ellison going to drop. Looking, throws across the middle. It's complete for a gain of 2 as he'll get it off to Garland Ellis, it looked like. Number 12. Excuse me, number 32 caught that, Tyler Thompson. And now we have a Bulldog down on the ground.
That looked to be Isaac Fugit, and I wonder if it's cramps.
We've not talked about cramps. Of course, this is only our second broadcast of the season. We had the Union County game. There wasn't many cramps in that one. It's odd that you're going to see a lot of cramping now that this weather has changed the way it has, where it's now essentially pouring the rain.
Well, absolutely, and dramatic weather change can do it the same way that heat can. So sometimes when it gets cold weather like this, you'll see a player cramp up.
2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard pass completion. 1 receiver to the left side, 3 to the right side for Ellison, who stands in a gun. Has it back to his left side as the ball's at the 37. Ellison drops, looks, throws off right side. It is complete to the 45. Actually didn't even make to the 45. It got to the 43-yard line as the pass was completed to Thompson.
Nice completion that time. Claiborne's defense now going to try and play the sticks as you're looking at a 3rd and what looks like 3 or 4. Really don't want to give this one up. You're trying to shut them down. If Claiborne can get the stop here, you're looking at maybe trying to put this game away.
3rd down and 3. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Ellison in the gun. The chin of defense from the far sideline. Ellison throws across the middle. It's complete. 50 to the 45. Walker run to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Cumberland Gap. Touchdown, Matt Mugridge on the screen.
On the screen pass. That's twice we've seen huge gains off of screen passes, and both teams have capitalized on those. Now we're at a pivotal point. Cumberland Gap is going to have to try and attempt some sort of extra point here. Are they going to go for 2 and try and get it, or are we going to go for 1 and see if we can tie this up?
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
8:15 still left to go here inside of the 4th quarter. Cumberland Gap looking to take the lead. Cumberland Gap looking to take the lead here. 1 receiver to the left side. Ellison in the gun. Trips to the right. Ellison rolling off right side. Stops, pops, sacked. He is sacked, and Claiborne will stop the 2-point conversion, and they will hold the lead.
Biggest stop of the game thus far is the stop on the 2-point conversion. You had to wonder in a game this close if special teams would be a part, and that for sure will be, as now Claiborne retains the lead. Let's see if they can get something going on offense.
Now with 8:15 left to go, we're just going to keep it here. 8:15 left to go. Cumberland Gap scored that on 3 plays. 3 plays, they went 65 yards. We're having a little bit of something going up there in the press box, but it's not really needful for broadcast, but it did catch our attention a little bit. 1 minute, and I'm trying to do this off the top of my head, 1 minute 28 seconds on that drive, and Claiborne will start, we think, they're scheduled to return this kickoff with 8:15 left to go. The rain driving toward the press box now. Great for electronics.
I think you have to watch the onside kick here. How many of them have we seen tonight?
Two.
Where the opposite team has recovered both, correct?
Yeah, both teams. Which the Cumberland Gap one early in the game may have been a bad kickoff, but nonetheless, it counts as an onside kick.
Well, Claiborne's was for sure an onside kick.
Brandon Helton will be kicking this off, and the way he's standing, this is going to be an onside. And Claiborne's going to take a timeout to make sure they don't get fooled by this onside kick. That'll be Claiborne's second timeout of the first half, or excuse me, of the second half. A 1-point game, 35-34. I think it's safe to say a lot of people, when they walked into the stadium tonight, was not expecting that.
Absolutely not, and I was one of them. I really thought that this game could get ugly just based off what both teams brought to the table this year. But Cumberland Gap found a way to claw into this game and is still trying their best to pull off this upset victory. Just a 1-point deficit here with 8 minutes to go.
Next week, both these teams will go back into regional play. Claiborne will be at home taking on Northview Academy. Cumberland Gap will be at home taking on North Green. We have not decided what our Old Town Grove game of the week will be just yet. More than likely, could come off the result of tonight's game. Helton will kick it off, and this time he's going to kick onside. Claiborne's going to get on that, and it looks like they finally do at the 43-yard line.
As the officials are signaling, Claiborne recovered that. They played the onside kick very well that time. If your first wall can't catch it, you all just start taking out bodies until the second wall can come up and get it. Very well executed. Possessions will be crucial at this point in the game.
Claiborne will start with a K&K Metal first down and 10 at the 43-yard line. They're at their own 43-yard line. Each team only has one timeout remaining. One receiver left side, two to the right. They'll make that shotgun formation for Cup. Cup's going to hand off, rolling off to the left side. This is running with the ball to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. This is Butler down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him to the 5 and into the end zone. No flag. Touchdown, Claiborne.
Butler has been a one-man army tonight on offense. He has absolutely come through for Claiborne, and he has proven a weapon, putting Claiborne back ahead comfortably. Got to wonder here, will Claiborne go for the one, which has about been automatic, or will they try for two?
They're going to go for the extra point here. Loop will have the attempt. Blake Cup will have the hold. I mentioned holding the ball and trying to catch the ball in the rain. Kicking the ball is very difficult. Snap is down. Loop's attempt is up. Loop's attempt is good. Time out of the field with 8:01 left to go, fourth quarter. Our new score, it's Claiborne 42. It's Cumberland Gap 34.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
We are back at Panther Field where it is 42-34 in favor of the Bulldogs. The rain is coming down in sheets, essentially. We have started closing windows inside the press box because we're soaked. I mean, that's just the easiest way to do it. We are soaked. It's a nice driving rain out of Campbell County, but we've not had the storm yet. And I don't think we'll get it at this point.
Now, luckily, we're just going to be stuck with rain, I believe. But either way, Claiborne's going to be, it should put Cumberland Gap in bad field position on this kickoff.
During the timeout, there was a flag on the play for roughing the kicker, so Claiborne will be kicking off from the Panther 45-yard line. You could almost afford an onside kick at this point.
Absolutely.
They do have an 8-point lead. Kick deep. and into the end zone for a touchback.
How many times has Claiborne ever kicked off a touchback?
That'd be a question for John Roy.
That would be one we might want to know because I don't know if that's ever happened.
That would be a question for John Roy. That'd be an interesting trivia question. So Cumberland Gap with one timeout, trailing by 8 with 8:01 left to go. We'll have a K&K Metal first down and 10 starting at their 20-yard line.
I talked about this in pregame. Cumberland Gap, again, feeling pressure at this point to try and perform.
They're going to start with 2 receivers to the left side and 1 to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison. And now we have a stoppage, and Cumberland Gap has taken their 3rd and final timeout. We'll take it with them. 8:01 left to go. Our score, it is Bulldogs 42. It's the Panthers 34.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You got to find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
Out of the timeout, it's a K&K Metal first down and 10. Ball resting at the 20-yard line. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison. He has a back to his right side. Claiborne with 3 down linemen. Again, the gap trails by 8. Ellison, quarterback draw, and he gets nothing. Ellison dropped back like he was going to pass, set up the draw nicely, but Claiborne was right on the line to stop him.
Absolutely. Defensive line played that perfectly, give him no room to take off. The biggest thing is when a quarterback decides to run, once he gets up to speed, gets some open field, he's going to be a lot harder to stop. Good job of hemming him in the pocket, not letting him accelerate at all.
He lost a yard on the play. It's 2nd down and 11. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Ellison again in the gun. Has a back to his right side. Ellison drops, looking, still looking, rolls off left side, throws, it is complete. Out to the 29-yard line, into the hands of Jenkins.
Nice catch by Jenkins, knowing Isaiah Cloud was fixing to lay the wood, and he got a big hit that time, but he secured the ball, got him some decent yardage, makes this a 3rd and manageable.
9 yards on the pass completion brings up 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 3 as we approach and go under 7 minutes now left to go here inside of the contest. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Quarterback Ellison in the gun. Low snap, picks it up, sacked. The play was broken up from the low snap. He never got a good handle on it, and Claiborne is going to force Cumberland Gap into 4th down.
Yeah, the low snap is crazy. We just talked about how hard it is to be the center when it starts raining. The low snap affected that play for sure. Claiborne was bringing pressure. They needed to get rid of the ball quickly, and a low snap gives the defense at least another second to get some people in the backfield.
It is 4th down and 10. Ball back at the 20-yard line. Panthers are going to go for it. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Ellison again in the gun. He's going to drop. Looking, feels pressure, throws off right side. He's got all kinds of time. Throwing down the field. It's a jump ball. Incomplete. It is incomplete. Batted down by Claiborne, which was the right thing to do because they'll take back possession at the 20-yard line.
Absolutely. You did not want to catch that interception. That is a bat the ball down situation. They'll get the football back deep into Cumberland Gap territory. And, Adam, you almost think that a score here is going to start driving this game home for the Bulldogs.
6:03 left to go here inside of the 4th quarter. We still got half the 4th quarter to go as people are filing out of the stadium, not because of the game, but because of the weather. It is raining hard here at Cumberland Gap High School. Claiborne's got a K&K Metal first down and 10. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation. Handoff, Butler, spin move, juke move. Still over on the far sideline, making some people move. He's got some room. Got 5-10 yards. He's got the first down inside the 10. Or excuse me, not inside the 10, but he got the 10 yards. He is inside the 10. I'm looking at the pylon wrong. We got a monitor in our booth right now that I'm having to watch because of the rain, and it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. The ball is marked. It looks like he's about the 4-yard line, so a gain of 16.
I don't know how he managed to stay on his feet. He was hitting the backfield and just managed to spin and juke his way down to about the 5.
K middle, first down, goal to goal. Handoff, up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, Claiborne.
That was Dakota Sweat, the one they want to give it to when it's time to pound the football into the middle. Claiborne takes the 2-possession lead now. And if they can hit this, if they can hit the extra point, you're looking at a 15-point deficit with under 6 to go.
5:30 left to go on the clock. Claiborne will attempt the extra point again.
Now they're going for 2 this time.
You're right. They are going to go for 2. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to make that 2 receivers to either side. Now man in motion from the left to the right. We'll make it 3 wide on the right. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to be straight through the hole and up. 2-point conversion is good for Claiborne. Brings us to a timeout of the field. 5:30 left to go. Our new score, it is Claiborne 50, Cumberland Gap 34.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
5.5 minutes now left to go here inside of the fourth quarter. Claiborne has battled back from an early 20-point first quarter deficit. They lead this one 50-34. And right now, Asher, the story, besides the fact of turnovers and Claiborne taking advantage of Cumberland Gap miscues right now, has to be this rain coming down.
Absolutely. It is flooding here now.
Claiborne will be kicking this one off to the loop. Gets a pretty good kick. Cumberland Gap has got to jump on that, and they finally do. To the 20, and taken down at the 20-yard line is Cumberland Gap, and the Claiborne faithful over on the far sideline, braving the rain, are enjoying this.
Starting to feel it. It's getting to the point where the Claiborne fans, they haven't had anything to celebrate all night. They're finally starting to feel like they might be getting a lot closer to a win here. Cumberland Gap, this is crucial possession time. You've got to go down, you've got to score, and with Claiborne's 2-point conversion, you now have to hit 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions.
And you're out of timeouts.
Yes, you got to do it all quick. You're going to have to try and score and possibly get an onside kick.
So it'll be a K&K Metal first down and 10. Ball resting at the Cumberland Gap 20-yard line. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Shotgun formation for Ellison. Has a back to his left side. Ellison drops, looking. Feels pressure, sacked. Claiborne's defense, it's like when the rain started, they picked up.
Claiborne's defense has taken over the football game. Cumberland Gap's offense has just not, aside from the screenplay that went for a long touchdown, Cumberland Gap has seen very little offense here.
A loss of 9 sends it back to the 11. And it brings up second down, 19. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. Again, fans filing out of Panther Field here due to the weather. Shotgun formation for Ellison. Ellison's going to drop, looking, feeling pressure. He's going to step up in the pocket, throws. It is incomplete. Try to get it off into the hands of Tyler Thompson, who was open, but just did overthrow it.
Right off of his fingertips. It was just a little bit too far in front of him, just a step behind it. Otherwise, you had a good completion on that play.
That'll bring up third down and 19 with 4:38 left to go inside of this contest. Third down and long. 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Again, shotgun formation here for Cumberland Gap. Dropping back, looking, feeling pressure, spinning, throwing it up in the air. Complete! It is a completed pass to about the 19-yard line into the hands of Jenkins, and it'll bring up 4th down and more reasonable.
That was almost like a Hail Mary at that point. He was getting tackled in his own end zone. He was just trying to get rid of it. He threw it into the vicinity of a receiver, and just so happened the receiver makes the play. Excellent, excellent job that time just coming up with that pass.
4th down, call it 10. 2 receivers left side, 2 to the right. This is the ball game with 4 minutes left to go. Shotgun formation for the Panthers. There's a back to the left side. Ellison's going to drop, looking, feeling pressure, sacked. Claiborne will sack Cumberland Gap once again back at about the 15-yard line, and the Panthers will have to turn it over on downs.
Claiborne's defense almost just went into shark mode there. When they took the lead, it was almost like the defense smelled blood, and they have just been unreal ever since. Cumberland Gap has had no success really even being able to get a play off once Claiborne's defense finally turned it around.
So Claiborne will take over on downs at about the 15-yard line. We have 3:48 left to go here inside of the contest. I formation for the Bulldogs. Pitch out to the left side, and this is running to the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown Claiborne once again. As I believe that was
Jacob Butler. Who else?
Butler scores from 15 yards out on a play. I imagine Claiborne was trying to run the clock out.
And just so happens he busted loose.
So now Claiborne will set up for the extra point. We are approaching territory where Claiborne has not been in a long time. The snap is up, the snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field with 3:38 left to go inside of the contest. Our new score, it is Claiborne 57. It is the Panthers 34.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
Back out to Panther Field where Cumberland Gap again. 2:48 left to go. First quarter was leading this contest 20-0 and had the momentum. Fast forward 3 quarters later, and it is Claiborne leading this one 57-34. And we're approaching territory, Asher, where they're approaching the Claiborne record for most points, what I believe is, 74?
Yes, I think so. Against Pigeon Forge, Claiborne put up 74.
Cumberland Gap returning this kickoff. They'll return it to the Panther 49-yard line.
That was the game against Pigeon Forge. I actually played in that as my senior season, and it was the last game of the regular season. And total yardage on the ground, I'm not sure what the total yardage was. I know Ryan Hilton by himself had 405 yards, and I believe Jared Laws, the quarterback, had over 100 yards. And our second running back, I believe he was approaching 100 yards. It was a state record for a while for the most rushing yards in a game.
Here we have a Kane came out of first down and 10. Panthers will have it at their 49-yard line with 3:28 left to go here inside of the fourth quarter, trailing 57-34. They'll start with 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation with a back to the left side. This is going to be an option play to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, and eventually being taken down about the 32-yard line was Cumberland Gap. On the run, looked to have been Ellison.
Got to have yardage quick here. You got to get points on the board if you're going to try and make any kind of a miracle comeback.
19 yards on the run, sets up another K&K Metal first down and 10. One receiver to the left side, making it now 3 to the right. Again, Ellison stands in the gun, has it back to his left side. Again, Cumberland Gap out of timeouts. Ellison drops, looks, across the middle, incomplete. Threw it between two receivers. I'm not real sure which one it was intended for. We're going to say it was Jenkins because he was the closest.
Good call.
But, however, on that, at least the clock will stop for them as it looks like we're right at 3 minutes. They got to have points in a hurry.
Second down and 10. Two receivers left side, 2 to the right. Again, shotgun formation for Ellison. Ellison dropping, looking, sets the screen up. It's complete. Big hit, but the running back holds on to it. As I believe it was Greg Ellison, that actually had the catch.
They're saying the ball was on the ground. There was a fumble afterwards.
I think they were saying the running back was down.
Yes.
That'd be third down and 5 upcoming here for Cumberland Gap. The pass was actually completed to Cornett, number 9.
I couldn't tell who had the big hit, but whoever it was read the screenplay just perfectly that time.
So the ball now at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up third down. Third down and 5 here for Cumberland Gap. 3 receivers right side, 1 to the left. Shotgun. Ellison throwing off, fade pattern. It's up for the grab, and it's incomplete with pass interference on the play as it was intended for, look like Brandon Helt, number 14. And the pass was underthrown when he went to go grab it. The defender just didn't let him come back for it.
Which is technically legal. Right, the defender's allowed to stand his ground. They may get him for putting his hand on his back.
Then that could be it. The fact of it is, if he'd have turned around and looked for it, we wouldn't have had that problem.
Which obviously you're allowed to face guard in high school. The biggest thing is the hand on the back, and pass interference has always been a judgment call. It's completely up to the official. Some officials would tell you that's perfectly legal. Some are going to throw the flag. It just all depends on who you get, which is tough to coach around, tough to play around.
So now Cumberland Gap will have the ball inside the 20, inside the 15 to about the 14. It's a K&K Metal first down and 10. I open the window and the rain starts down even heavier now. Man in motion. This is going to be, tried to shovel pass, didn't have it. Now it kicks off to Cornett. Cornett gets lit up that time by a Claiborne defender. But if the Claiborne defender had been paying attention, he would have had the ball.
Yeah, that's could have been an interception. I always like the big hits too myself. It's just I like coaching that way. Go ahead and establish the fact that you're playing defense. That's what I like to call it. Great job that time on the read. Ellison just didn't have anything else to do with it.
It's second down and 10. Upcoming now for Cumberland Gap. Under 2 minutes now left to go inside of the contest. Claiborne leads this one 57-34. 2 receivers off to either side. Ellison in the gun, has a back to his right side. Ball's on the near hash mark. Ellison wanted to throw the ball. Now he steps up. He's got to go. And he'll eventually get down to about the 10-yard line on essentially another busted play. That'll bring up second down, make that third down. Call it a short 6 yards, a long 5 yards to go here for Cumberland Gap. One receiver to the left side, 3 to the right. Again, shotgun formation here for Ellison. Has a back to the left side. Ellison looking over the Claiborne defense. Takes a snap, drops, looking, throws off into the corner. Complete! Touchdown! Cumberland Gap as he gunned it off. It looks like into the hands of Hilton.
Excellent catch that time. Way to keep his feet in bounds. That play looked doomed. I thought he was going to throw it out of bounds. Hilton done a great job of getting a foot down and getting his hands around the football. Excellent catch.
Touchdown comes with 1:15 left to go here inside of the fourth quarter. And it looks like Cumberland Gap is going to go for 2. It's 57-40 at the moment. As Cumberland Gap lines up. 2 receivers stacked on each side. Ellison stands in the gun by himself. Comes back, looks back over to the Cumberland Gap sideline for the play. Making sure there's no audible. Takes the snap, looking, throws it, incomplete. Incomplete over on the far side, but that does bring us to a timeout. timeout on the field. 1:15 left to go, fourth quarter. Our new score, it's Claiborne 57. It's Cumberland Gap 40.
I wanted to be in the military since I was a kid.
I served in the United States Air Force.
I served a total of 16 years.
I was deployed 13 times.
On my second deployment, 4 bombs hit my vehicle.
And at 19 years old, that's the first time I ever saw somebody die.
Coming back, I was raging.
I started having pretty horrible nightmares.
I would wake up in the middle of the night, sweats.
I started drinking a lot.
I felt worthless.
I guess I never recognized it in myself.
Eventually, one day I just walked into the VA hospital and said I'd like to see somebody.
Don't suffer alone. You got to find that link with somebody that'll make you let it go.
It all starts with going to the VA. There's a whole community of veterans that just want to help you out.
It's for the guys who couldn't come back, so you owe it to them to live well, because they're not here with their families.
We have 1:15 now left to go here inside of the fourth quarter. Cumberland Gap now trails 57-40. Asher, I don't think it's any surprise to anybody in the stadium. We're going to see an onside kick here.
Absolutely, you have to. Big thing about missing the 2-point conversion a second ago is a still 3-possession ball game. So Cumberland Gap will have to score 3 times here with 1:15. I've seen crazier things happen. I don't remember when, but I'm sure I have. So Cumberland Gap's in desperation mode. Looks like Claiborne may take this one home.
The key here is if Cumberland Gap gets this, they're still out of timeouts.
Yes.
And Cumberland Gap sets up for this onside kick. Claiborne's only got 3 players over here.
Somebody's got to get it.
And Claiborne will pick it up and fall on it at the 44-yard line. That will do it.
You're right. All Claiborne has to do now is take a few knees, and this game will be in the books.
Claiborne looking like they're going to advance to 2-1 on the season and pick up their 7th consecutive win over Cumberland Gap. Unprecedented streak in this series. And I honestly still cannot believe that it's been almost 7 years since Cumberland Gap has defeated Claiborne.
Absolutely. Usually this game was a back-and-forth kind of rivalry.
And Claiborne will set up in the victory formation on a K&K Metal first down and 10. Rain still coming down very hard. The stadium, for the most part, has emptied as Cup will drop back and take a knee to the 41-yard line. That will start the clock as we approach 1 minute. Again, Claiborne moves to 2-1. And for Jerton Evans, he's won 2 out of his first 3 games as a head coach at Claiborne, and the only loss was to Chucky Doak last week, a 14-point loss in which the Black Knights scored those 2 touchdowns with less than 5 minutes to go.
Absolutely, and the offense has looked impressive in every game we've seen them in. The defense obviously has had some struggles at times. This is 2 weeks in a row. Claiborne's allowed 40 points or more. They've got to get some of that worked out. Offense, though, has appeared to be clicking on all cylinders.
Claiborne sets up in the victory formation one more time, and this is what you don't want to get is some extracurricular activity. You just got to let it go. It's a rivalry game, but the game's over at this point. The referee's not throwing any flags, just going to let the clock run. For Cumberland Gap, their losing streak is now at 11 games overall, but there is a bright side here. You scored 40 points tonight against a Claiborne team that had shut out their first opponent and they gave up a lot last week to Chucky Doak, but it was still a Claiborne team that had done pretty well on defense. You scored 40 points against them. That's a lot to build for next week against North Green. That's going to do it for this week. The Battle of the River, the 13th installment, is over. Our final score, Claiborne defeats Cumberland Gap tonight 57-40. Folks, stay tuned. Post-game wrap-up right after this.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
Make K&K Metal Sales your only stop for all your residential and commercial metal building needs. For the past 23 years, K&K Metal Sales has covered the tri-state area with quality custom roofing and siding with many grades, gauges, and colors in stock. If you're looking for complete steel or wood building packages or steel or wood trusses, K&K Metal Sales can help with that, as well as heavy-duty custom carports. Great folks and great prices. Stop by K&K Metal Sales located at 6986 Cumberland Gap Parkway or call 423-869-4261.
That's going to do it here from Panther Field, where tonight the Claiborne Bulldogs make it 7 in a row over the rivals in the Cumberland Gap Panthers tonight by the final score of 57-40. By far, more and away, the most points ever scored in this series history when it was the Bulldogs and the Panthers. Join us next Friday night or next Tuesday night for the Old Town Grill Game of the Week when the Claiborne Bulldogs will be back at home taking on the Northview Academy Cougars. That'll be our Old Town Grill Game of the Week next week. For everyone behind the scenes of the Old Town Grill Game of the Week, so long, everyone.